Foundry is obviously up if you guys are able to get in. Okay, and then I need to set. I meant to do this a minute ago, but I was busy prepping because how it be.
Chad, Neon's late.
I am late by. Well, technically I am here. I am just late. We are ending at 10 my time. Okay.
You know what the chain of command is? It's a chain I go get and beat you with till you understand who's in rotten command here.
All right. We should be Gucci there. We're not waiting on anybody. Let's see. I still need Riggsy to join Foundry, and I think that's it. Shadow's in.
Working on it.
You're good.
IRL dice and just roll that.
Let's see. Shadow's there. Monhold's there. Melon's there. Just. Oh, I don't have. Oh my gosh. Where's my head today?
Print my character sheet and display off Foundry.
Lizard.
Use a pencil.
You could, but
Shadow,
it would make it
is your
difficult.
mic working?
It'd be very difficult because I don't have a printer.
Lizard.
I'm going to take that as a no. The mic is not working.
Lizard. Yeah, and that's the yes. Dang it.
Well, we've got a few minutes for hopefully fiddling.
Everybody's here. This is just, minor tech issues at the start.
Go to a local printing place that I always go to, but ask them to print one single character sheet.
Really? Is this going to be like this today?
Oh, hey, good news. I have new internet.
Nice.
It is twice as fast and half as cheap as the previous one.
Dude, that's a win. Dude, what the frick? I love how everything was fine and now it's not. We love that. Does anyone have any questions from previous game? Anything I need to clarify while I'm trying to multitask here and fix things?
Nothing that won't be, cleared up with the wrap up.
Okay.
Or with the, yeah.
Okie schmoky. Yeah, I was afraid of
My
that.
phone is teaching me a new word. What is it?
Lovely. All right, well, we have no stream chat. That's fun. Okay. Oh, let me do the
old
thing.
screen.
Yes, well, it's the same loading screen. It's just we haven't used it in a while. But all right, so Dax is here. I don't need that. I do need Talina.
I'm gonna be D&D racist and just call him Big Goblin. He doesn't have a name.
Okay, cool. Can I make sure? So we know that we're having issues with Daxori's mic. Is everybody else present and accounted for and able to speak?
Hello.
I'm vibing.
Okay. Fox, you with us?
There's a salute.
She posted an angry emote.
Okay, I will take that as a yes.
Wasn't angry. It's a salute.
Okay, so.
Well, why does it look angry?
Wait a minute. Is the music is going? Okay, that's good. All right. So last we left off, actually, I guess we can go over to the correct scene now since we are doing the thing.
Yay, loading screen.
Yay. Zoop. Okay. So last we left off, you guys had concluded your time in the Central Market. You guys had been able to do a little bit of shopping, find a few items that were being, that were either being hunted or that you were just trying to get your hands on. You guys decided to head over to the University Row District and do a little digging for some books based on an individual in the Central Market that offered to pay Pipwick a little bit of money to help, unlock a book that he was unable to unlock. There was some sort of magical arcane lock to it. The party accompanied him over there, and as of right now, everybody is together, and you guys have basically just entered the University Row University Arcanum Grand Library, or the Grand Library of Darun, depending on who you ask. Upon entering, Pipwick has been given some information as to where he can go search. He's gone to kind of look for a few books, while the rest of the party's kind of waiting in the front lobby. I will say that Pipwick has returned. Pipwick, you were originally searching for, what was it again? You were looking for...
I read all the books.
You read all the books, yes, yeah.
Yeah, so I read a couple books on illusion magic. I read a book on songwriting, and then I read a book on Maglubiet.
That's right. Yes, that's right. Maglubiet, yes. And thankfully, the DM has sorted out a little bit of his world history lore regarding Maglubiet, because the goblin threw him for a loop. That being said, yeah, well, so he attempted to read some of them. Some of them he didn't get. The goblin book he was able to read in almost perfectly because it was written in a language he understood, wherein he learned that Maglubiet is not so much a full-on, like, prime deity inside the pantheon of Adalia, of Alarion, but is more what is considered an ascended god or a minor deity, and that is more basically this individual that is now referred to as Maglubiet at some point in Alarion's history had received immortality and amazing powers and abilities, and it's unknown as to how. And because of that, you have the entire goblin race and bugbear race and hobgoblins and such have all basically kind of fallen into this bracket of worshiping this minor deity, now their god Maglubiet. And that this, unfortunately, this particular minor deity is a very vengeful and spiteful individual, and is not above and quite commonplace, will curse and or ruin the lives of those who betray him, leave him, or become on his enemies list, essentially. That's the belief. So anyways, that was the information that Pipwick has gathered and is now returning to the front lobby of the University Arcanum.
And to throw in my last note that I had on that. So as I'm reading the book on Maglubiet, you notice, like, I reach a point in the book and Pipwick's, like, ears, like, you know how, like, when dogs get sad, it's kind of like that, because he's got really long ears.
Yep.
And then I kind of, like, close the book, and then I take them up to the counter, set them there, and then just walk back to the rest of the group.
Yep. And you watch as the librarian just kind of raises an eyebrow at you and slowly pulls the books towards her and then sits back down as you walk back to the group. As Pipwick returns to the party, the foyer that you're in, sorry, the word was escaping me, the foyer of the library was empty when you came in. And as Pipwick rejoins the group, several students walk into the front foyer, and as they walk past you, Kyria, your passive perception would pick this up. You overhear whispers amongst this group of students that, well, actually, I'll put it this way. Your passive perception picks up that there's a hushed conversation going on between two students as they walk by you. Two young women, probably in they're two humans, potentially in their early 20s. And both of them look a little frustrated. One looks more confused than the other. If you pick up on this, or if you'd like to pick up on this, you can roll me a perception check to see how much of the conversation you make out. And I'm only giving this to Kyria because she has a passive perception of 20, so she picks up, like, everything around her. She's a walking radar stand.
Dang, I was 4 points off.
They're so loud, why not listen?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, with a 26, you pick up every word of this conversation, and what you hear as they walk a sizable distance from the group, but your ears just pick up on it. You realize that one of them has recently, they just came from the potion shop down the street that's located in this district. Or not the potion shop, I'm sorry, the magic shop that's just down the street in this district, and that they tried to buy some supplies for school, and their promissory note didn't go through. Something happened, and they weren't able to pay at all, and that it didn't go through, but they didn't have time to check. They had to rush to class, or rush to study.
Okay, how much of a common knowledge are these promissory notes? Because I don't bank.
Yeah, you would know, having been in the city long enough, that promissory notes are a very common way that most of society inside Darun specifically conducts business. Obviously, outside of Darun, any one of you guys, I'll say this to the whole group, would know that promissory notes are not a not common thing. That they are a very abnormal concept. Everybody carries their money with them everywhere they go. But inside Darun, especially when you came here, anyone who's recently to Darun would know that it's a unique concept. Welcome back. Would know it's a unique concept. But once you're here, it's like commonplace. Everybody has it. It's very, very uncommon to see people carrying gobs of money on them. It's much more common to see them scribble these notes and conduct business that way.
No wonder the low hoods ran out of things to do. Everybody pays with debit card nowadays.
All right.
Okay. So, with that, Pipwick rejoins the group. You guys are standing in the foyer here. What would you guys leave the building? What do you guys want to do?
I'm just kind of sulky.
Okay.
So I do have a question.
Okay.
As the group was walking back, and I'm sure Pipwick would have let us know the title of the book, or maybe have let us seen it as we were traveling. The one that was supposed to go get checked out.
Was that a question? Because that sounded like a statement. I'm confused.
So I'm asking that for clarification first.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And as the question, would Rhea have had a chance to just kind of glance at it and see if it may have felt like her own type of magic? You know, what she wields out of the ring with the chaos stuff? Or would it have just felt like normal arcane?
So I will say that from what my knowledge reminds me of, yes, that's correct, Jesse. My knowledge, if my memory serves me correctly, that last session when you guys were walking across town, Pipwick did show the book to at least a few of you to see if that they could open it as well, and no one was able to successfully open it. I believe Talina was.
And then I put it in my bag.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. So I will say that during the walk over, everybody at least got a look at it and was able to at least inspect it, either by hand. I think Talina was given it at one point. I don't know. You guys will have to remind me if anybody else actually held the item, but I will say that at least everybody saw it.
It was just Talina. I held it up and I was like holding it up to the sun, and then I handed it.
That's
to
right.
her.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because last week I had my emergency eject, so I didn't get the last bit of what was happening.
Well, we didn't play last week. It was the week before that. That's also why I'm forgetting.
Yeah.
So, but yes. So you would have at least seen it from a distance, but that was basically it.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. With that though, you guys step outside, at least out of the foyer, and back into the kind of the central square, so to speak, of University Row District, which is where the two main thoroughfares interject between the University Arcanum and the library. I keep calling it the University Arcanum. I apologize. You guys are in the Grand Library. Now you're standing out in front of it. At this point, it is about early afternoon. I'd say about 1 or 2 o'clock. What would you guys like to do next?
I want to see how well dressed Tron is.
I was gonna say,
yes, okay.
Rhea was going to make the note. I believe we were still needing to meet our friend in quotation, or is Sean with us? I'm a little lost.
Everybody's together. So Tippy.
Everybody's
Last
together.
we left off, Sean was already dressed up.
Correct.
I know back in that session, the idea was
Yes.
that we'll do a flashback of the squirrel dressing him up.
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
That's right. So, with that being said, Tippy, rolling back the clock here by maybe an hour or two, Tippy takes Sean to the Draconian Threads tent on the edge of the Central Market. You're met by Synthara, who gladly welcomes you back into the rear room of the tent and prepares to start dressing your friend in a lavish tuxedo that has already been paid for. Please describe to us what Sean is wearing and how the process goes of the 3-foot-tall necromancer squirrel helping a dragonborn dress a undead guy that people don't realize is dead yet.
That's a good question. I have an idea of what I want here. I'm just gonna yoink that in there real quick.
That is not at all what I was picturing, but I'm here for it. Okay.
He's going full Peaky Blinders.
Full Peaky Blinders. Okay. All right.
I don't know how to describe the outfit.
Okay, so in that case, he'd be wearing a set of, is it the same color, like the slate gray sort of color?
fantasy style. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Sure, they have that color.
Yeah, of course. So, okay, so describing then this is he would be wearing a set fantasy-esque, so it would be a set of trousers that would kind of have a metallic flake to them is what I'm imagining, so they were more fantasy. So borderline silk trousers since it is a tuxedo, along with a poofy ascotted white linen shirt with a silk waistcoat or vest, and then a large trench / raincoat or overcoat that would be over the top of it with the same material, so it is matching. And then instead of a tie, what would be from the 1920s, I would assume he has a cravat or an ascot. Does he have the flat cap as well?
I'm debating the cap. At one point, it would help hide his identity a little bit.
Yeah, that's right. Rigsy brings up a decent point. So as you're undressing your undead friend, Synthara is there helping. Let's do this. Either does Tippy try to conceal the fact that Sean is an undead creature you brought back, who, granted, was only dead for like 30 seconds. He wasn't dead that long, so you get a lot of leeway here. But how does Tippy does she choose to try to hide his injuries and his wounds? Or do you just, what do you do? How do you handle that as Synthara starts to notice this guy has some wounds?
If we don't care. She's not gonna think the lie and
okay.
say, oh yeah, he's totally alive.
So,
no.
Okay, so in that case, as the process is going forward of trying to get this addressed, Synthara notices these rather large, not well-healed wounds on him from the numerous injuries he took during the fight, and kind of raises an eyebrow and looks to you. It is interesting. Your friend doesn't seem to be healing. Should I call for a doctor or a healer?
Yeah, we got one of those.
Oh, okay. Roll me a deception check. Or persuasion. It depends. Technically, you are right, so you can roll me a persuasion check on that one. You do technically have a cleric with you, so that would qualify as a healer.
Oh, I lost my die. There we go.
I was going to
You
say, I'm not a
said-
bard pretending to be a cleric.
Yeah.
You said a persuasion.
Yes, I need a persuasion check from you.
17.
Okay, she kind of raises an eyebrow and kind of shrugs, says, very well, he seems in decent health despite these wounds, and continues on with her work. And after about 5-10 minutes, he just lets you do what he needs to do to him. He doesn't resist, so he gets dressed and he's good to go. Synthara just kind of hand waves it through and leaves it alone. Yeah, decent health, exactly. She thinks this guy's just a little pale skinned, but that's about it. So yeah, all right, so there you go. We now know Sean is dressed like Thomas Shelby from Peaky Blinders, if not in the fantasy era, and he's fine. He's not hurting or undead. Now rolling back to where we were. Now we're back in the University Row. You guys are looking over Sean and recognizing he looks pretty good. He's not flashy, but he's definitely not underdressed. And his outfit does actually. Let's do this. Tippy, roll me a stealth check for Sean. So just roll me a d20 and add, let's do this. Add a flat, let's add a flat, what's your modifier for that? Hang on. What's your stealth modifier? You can add yours. Add a 1. Okay. So 13. Okay. His outfit definitely helps conceal him. I mean, if somebody gets up close, they're going to recognize that he looks a little off and he's obviously not making eye contact with people or speaking. But from a distance, he just looks like kind of a quiet individual. He definitely doesn't match, he doesn't match his original description, and he definitely doesn't look like he used to, and he sure as heck isn't wearing his original uniform. So you've succeeded in concealing his identity from the average Joe, but upon close inspection, you're not sure how well it would hold up. But be that as it may, you guys are now standing about 2 o'clock in the afternoon in the University Row District with a dapperly dressed Sean and a sulking goblin. What would you guys like to do?
So, no, this one's dressed.
Well, he's dressed. We've delivered that book. I did make a special order to get my damaged dress repaired and a little bit of extra work done to it. If we could manage to swing back to the tankard and rotate around the city to let me drop that off.
Talina would just kind of look around at the group and nod and look to you, Hellraya, and says, I'm willing to go wherever, but I do know we were going to attempt to get back into the council district, but if you would like to wait or do that later, I'm happy to do that.
I mean, how long do you think it would take for us to get back to the tankard, back to Draconian Threads, and then...
Weirdly enough, I believe we're equidistant between all three. It's a bit of a walk to either of the locations.
You're right, it may take a while. I can drop that off tomorrow or later today.
And it's up to you. And then Talina would look.
Leave the council waiting.
Well, the council isn't waiting on us per
yes.
se.
I mean more so business. Which I have to admit, considering how tedious the day has been, on top of what was almost a full-fledged fight, I kind of lost the reason of us going there, considering we already know we'll be there at that event.
True. I believe I wish to at least make contact with them and let them know and see what we were going to be working with as far as this event. But truthfully, you are correct. We don't need to be there for at least a couple more days.
I suppose, at the very least, today can be used to scout it. I mean, I'm familiar with the city council district, but I don't imagine the rest of you are all that well familiar with it.
Above table question quick. Wasn't it that we still needed to schedule said event, that we just got the permission or the written note?
A little yes, a little no. Basically, you guys had the written missive from Evelyn Arkwright that gave you basically access to the council district on the premise that you were going to be entertainment as a celebration for her husband's anniversary as a member of the council. But that anniversary is coming up in a couple of days. It wasn't so much that you hold on, my brain just went off the track. Yeah, the permission was for you to get in and be there for that event. So it's not that you're scheduling the event. The event was according to her already on the books. It was just you were going to be entertainment for the event on that day. That was as much as was discussed before she vanished mysteriously from her home.
Yeah. Oh, I think I remember now. At least my purpose for going there. That being, well, we already questioned his wife and leaving questioning of him regarding what went down in his home. At least that was my purpose. Maybe best not to leave to such an event and do it a bit prior. That is.
So I'm sorry. So you wish to go now or later?
I do think it's best to go now.
Okay. As I said, I'm comfortable with whatever. I have my routine more or less memorized at this point, so I'll be able to do that. She looks down to Pipwick. I believe you are very good at improvising your music, yes?
Oh yeah, no, don't worry about it. I make shit up all the time.
Solid.
But I clarifying question.
Yes.
Kyria, at one point you said scout. We're not doing nothing crazy in there, right?
Absolutely not. I meant more so I have been to that place regularly, so I at least know the general layout, the streets, what the buildings look like, so I can get a sense of where I am and where to go if I need to in a hurry. Whereas
you're wording this,
you haven't been there, so at least you'll be familiar with it a bit.
You're wording this like we're gonna do something crazy.
I am wording it that way because strange things have been happening, and while I don't expect trouble today, that event we go to may go sideways with or without us, and we better be ready.
I've got it. And I like wink at her.
No, but seriously, we've been attacked for like 2 days in a row now.
That's also true. And as long as we all stay together, it is less of a easy target. So
Selena would nod.
my idea is still on the table. The idea to go look through the council's district, maybe get familiar with where the building is, the primary building.
As you guys are having this conversation, all of you, because you're now out in public, and at this time of the day at 2 o'clock, or give or take 2 o'clock, is when some of the classes are getting out of the University Arcanum. Some of the students are heading off to their next course or moving over to the library to study, and it starts to become a little bit more congested in this area. And as you're having this conversation, no one seems to be like cluing into you or anything, but you start hearing murmurs and conversations as they pass by you. And now a couple of you, actually I'd say the whole group in some way or shape or form hears another conversation go by you as two professors are kind of talking, not whispering, sort of talking in hushed tones to each other. And one of them relays to the other how it's very strange that he tried to pay for his check at the Wizard and Wand with a promissory note, and it failed. And he's never had that happen. And thankfully, Bobathan was very kind and caring and said that he could pay it later, as he knew where he worked, but it failed. And he said that's the first time in his entire life that's ever happened.
As some of these professors pass by, Rhea will just wave them down real quick because of overhearing that.
Is Hellrhea still in her hidden form?
Always.
Okay, just checking. Okay, so you kind of try to flag him down, you said?
Sir, what was that you just said about the... What was that you just said? I couldn't help but overhear.
The two men stop, and you notice that one of them is a half-elf and the other is actually a furbolg. And they both turn to you, and the half-elf kind of moves his little spectacles up on his nose, and he goes, yes, it was quite strange. We were finishing up lunch at the Wizard and Wand, and I went to pay for my meal with a promissory note, and as I've done hundreds, if not thousands of times, and Mr. Bobathan said it didn't work. We watched we both scribbled our signature down on the paper, and there was no shimmer. There was no visual effect that one might see when scribbling one of these out, and we tried several times, and he said that he trusted the system and figured it would be fine, and we could check in on it later, as I am late for my class. Speaking of which, I apologize. I must bid you adieu, but... and he kind of like turns and starts to kind of walk away.
Sorry to bother you.
Oh, it's quite all right, quite all right.
Run along. That's weird. Rhea turns back to the group.
As he like walks away, I just yell, "Hey, do you know Jeans? It's a good kid."
He's like, my student? Yeah, yes, he's promising, I think, and he keeps going.
That aside, that's strange. I've just written at least 2 promissory notes that both had the wanted effect while we were in the markets.
That was probably at this with walking and everything. That was probably near an hour ago.
Not
We hear you,
our...
Shadow.
Yeah, that's not our problem. Their promissory notes aren't working. It's not our problem.
How many people walking by had mentioned that?
Kyria heard the first 2 inside the library. This is the first one you guys have all heard.
Okay. And it's just been, so far, these 2 people for the main group.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, these 2 professors were one of them tried to pay a bill and it didn't go through.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I agree with Dax on this one. It's not our fault they're broke.
Selena snickers and
fair.
chuckles.
I've luckily have a few platinums still in my reserve.
Well, hopefully that issue should be figured out by the time you get to fixing your dress.
Oh, I've already signed the promissory note.
Even if it doesn't figure itself out, as long as as long as she's able to pay, it's not our problem.
I've already paid, so I am in the clear, but
Well, then it's not our problem.
fair enough. Did we want to head to the council district then?
Yes, we did.
Perfect.
Okay. So you guys, by the way, just to make sure, did everybody see the message about adding a potion of healing to your inventory from Grigor?
I did.
Okay, cool. If you guys need help with that in Foundry, let me know. But yeah, if you guys didn't, make sure you add at least one potion, regular potion of healing to your inventory, care of Grigor. So everybody make sure you thank him.
Yeah, sorry from you. I didn't see it from Grigor.
He said it in Discord. That's why I put it in Foundry.
Oh.
Yep. Okay.
I already put it.
Sorry.
I think I'm gonna try and lead the group, and I'm gonna lead them around to the gate where I normally walk in, because on the side gate, I'm gonna assume the guards don't know me.
Okay. So you guys begin to head south from the University Row, and you start into the Hazel Hill District. As you guys get about halfway through the Hazel Hill District, you notice that there is a large crowd. I say large. There's a crowd of people, maybe about 20 people in total, that are all kind of hurriedly moving what would be to it's to the east through the district, in the direction of where you guys know the Ironroot Ledger Hold to be. And they seem to be moving at a pretty rapid pace and don't seem to be very happy. But they are moving basically to your left, away from you. They're not blocking your way. They are not impeding you in any way. They just seem to be moving that direction as you guys continue south towards the council, unless you guys choose to do anything in the Hazel Hill District.
Continue.
Okay, you guys continue south. You guys head south, finishing out through the Hazel Hill, head up the stairs, and do you lead them? Actually, I take that back. Do you lead them to the previous entrance or the normal entrance on the northeast side?
The normal one.
Okay, so you guys have to turn. So you guys hit the intersection. You make your what would be a left-hand turn to continue east, and as you get closer to basically the edge of the district, you're nearing the Ironroot Ledger Hold. And when you get to the intersection where the Ledger Hold is, as you look to your left, walking east towards the stairs to go down to the next plateau, you notice there is a huge mob out front of the Ironroot Ledger Hold, and the doors are sealed shut, and there is people banging on the door, and it's like there's probably 100 people in front of that building banging on the door.
Hellraya, what did you do?
I did nothing, but something tells me that it's not just those professors that were unable to make their payments.
Again, not our problem. If there's something going on with coin or promissory notes, not our fault. I've got coin in my pocket. I can pay. I don't need to be sticking my nose in whatever this is. And she kind of gestures to the mob.
Talina kind of scratches the back of her neck. True, but didn't we all put things in, or didn't some of us? I mean, I know I have a vault there. Did we not have stuff in our vaults?
I mostly keep coin and some minor gemstones that I found over the years.
True.
I mean, I did, but it's not like they can get into my vault. They don't got my freaking soul.
No, that's true. I guess we could check back later if we need to.
I would. If this is something that at least some of you are interested in investigating, I do recommend not doing it when we could potentially further anger an already angry crowd.
Talina nods.
Knowing our track record, we are going to the angry crowd.
Yeah, I'm not really one for crowds in the first place. I like to blend into them, not grab their attention.
Good point. Yeah, we should probably keep going.
But I'm just like walking and talking at this point. But
Yeah,
hear me
yeah.
out. If all the attention's at the front of the bank, we could sneak into the back of the bank.
We are not robbing the bank.
We can't rob the bank. We can't get into any vaults to take any money.
Yes, that too. I mean, I say that as someone who's never been inside, but
Rhea's comment is going to kind of be mumbled under her breath in a kind of questioning tone as they walk while everybody else is talking. So it's not trying to be hidden, but it's there.
Okay. I'm assuming this is happening while you guys are still walking, correct? Okay.
Yeah.
You guys at this point would have... Oh, go ahead.
Here, hold on. While we're all walking and talking, I'm going to save the time here, but I am going to give a very long-winded, detailed outline of the worst heist you guys have ever fucking heard of.
Yeah, the 27.
Oh,
it's...
Gosh.
Well, here's the... I'll say this. With the 27, while it is... Like, while everyone is listening to this is like, there's no way this could work, like in the back of your mind, with a 27, you get to the end of, as he finishes out this plan that he's just kind of like rambling, you realize that it's the concept of like, that's so stupid, but then you stop. It's so stupid, it might actually work. Like, that's like the thought that plays in everybody's heads with a 27 on this, like, trying to impart this plan to you guys. But
You have quite the imagination.
I read a lot of books.
Oh my gosh.
I can see this working as a story, but surely one wouldn't need to... How starved are you of money to need to rob such a secure location?
I sleep in barrels, man.
That's of your own doing.
It's not always starved of money, but crippled by debts they need to pay.
Well, it's their fault for getting the debts in the first place.
Listen,
Amen. I'm sorry.
I don't have debts. I'm doing all right for myself. I got a nice barrel inside of the tankard. So, heat. Crazy.
Well, then take your barrel and we're good.
But just think of the story.
Shut up, Flipwick.
At perfect timing, as you say this, as he's like trying to convince you to do this exquisite plan, you guys are now standing. You guys have made it up the top of the last stairs. You are now standing at the main entrance to the city council district. This is the entrance, Kyria, that you would typically go through. You notice that although it's only like maybe 2:30-ish in the afternoon, the gates are closed, and there are 4 guards stationed in front of the gate. Ordinarily, Kyria, you would know the gates at this time of day would be open on this side, and there'd only be 2 guards.
Well then. I walk up to them, and I say, good afternoon. Gates are normally open. Has something happened?
The 2 guards on the outside don't move, don't do anything, and all 4 of these are human guards. Again, not uncommon for Darun. One of the guards of the 2 middle kind of takes a half step forward and taps their spear, the hilt of their spear on the ground a little bit. It says, "Yes, my lady. We've received word to shut the gates as there's been several incidences around the city that has threatened the security of the city council, and we've been asked to bar the gates and to secure all occupants inside for their safety and the security of the city."
Can't argue with that.
Do you actually say that?
Yeah.
One of the other ones nods. That's what I said. Is there something I can help you with, madam? To Kyria.
Yeah, Did your order specify that absolutely no one should be let in? I believe me and my friends here could be of assistance should it be required. I serve Lord and Affiliate directly.
As soon as you say the name, he stands up a little bit straighter, kind of just subconsciously.
Oh God, this is a great to add to my notes.
I've passed in and out. If you don't know me, here I have authorization, and then I pull out whatever paper I had to let me in last time.
Yep. You show him your city pass, essentially, that's been given to you by your patron to allow passage between these gates, and he glances at it. One moment, madam. And he turns and he nods to one of the guards. The guard next to him nods quickly, turns, pounds on the gate twice. The gate opens slightly. He goes inside. The gate closes for a moment. Just one moment. Got to follow orders and all. Grigor, you said that you turned and looked in the direction of the ledger hold, correct? I'm going to assume that was a yes. I heard scruffle.
Yes.
Okay. As you, yeah. So the city council plateau is the highest plateau in the city. I know it's kind of hard to tell on this two-dimensional top-down map, but the city is made on leveled out sections of a hillside, and it goes downwards towards the river. So the more north you go, the lower elevation you get from these plateaus. Hence all the stairs. The city council is the highest one, only slightly higher than the Depetos Village plateau to your guys' east. Excuse me. As you glance over towards the ledger hold from this distance, you can easily see the towering structure that is the ledger hold, because again, the ledger hold is essentially the tree root, the tree trunk of mythologically an ancient iron root tree, and thus very, very wide, very, very tall, and one of the taller buildings in Hazel Hill. So you can see it from here. As you glance, you can also see out throughout the city. And can I get a perception check from everybody who would be at any point looking around? If you'd be Kyria, because you're talking to the guards, but anybody who's not, who's focused on the guards, don't roll one, but anybody else can roll me a perception check.
Well, here's a question. How focused am I on the guards? Because he walked in through the gate and he's now doing stuff on the other side of it.
This is happening while you're having the conversation.
Okay.
Yeah, this is while you're chatting with them, this is what would be going on.
What am I rolling for?
Perception, if at any point you're not focused on the guards and you would have scanned behind you or anything like that.
So basically, Rhea would have kind of rolled her eyes as Kyria basically said she would help without her permission.
Yeah.
But also, sorry, I was not quite 100% paying attention with that, as I heard Nephilie, and I started writing notes and adding connections in my note sheet.
Yeah, so basically...
I got a little,
Yeah, Kyria was just communicating with the guard, saying that she works directly for Lord Nephilie, and that she's been through here before. She shows him her pass that basically was given to her a while ago that allows her entry to the city council. The guy looked at it, stood a little taller when he heard the name, signaled to his fellow guard. The guard then went inside the council district, supposedly to vet her credentials, and then that was basically where that left off. So Pipwick... actually, Pipwick, Grigor, and Helrea, Tippy, unfortunately, you wouldn't notice this. You'd be too consumed with what's happening right around you. Grigor, as you scan, and Helrea maybe scans the area as well, and Pipwick, maybe you turn around and look as well, what all three of you notice at the highest elevation point of the city is that there seems to be a pretty large column of smoke rising from somewhere in the Riverside district. And... It very, very clearly, with those particular rolls, you can tell there clearly seems to be a structure on fire in the Riverside district.
Guys?
Would I notice this with a 12 or sorry, a 13?
You rolled a 13. I'd say that once prompted by Helrea's guys, you'd immediately see it.
Now, Miles seeing the fire.
Now, understanding, kind of the layout of Riverside since she's lived here a while and gauging the distances and stuff.
It's very easy to tell this is coming right off the waterfront.
That's right on the water.
What's going on?
Well, this is my cue to leave.
Kyria, as you turn around and say what's going on, you have a passive of 20, so you would immediately see the column of smoke and tell that it's coming from where Sheehan just indicated, which is the Riverside district, and right on the waterfront.
Rhea, under her breath. I gotta remember his name. What the hell? Darnum? Is that the dwarf?
Which dwarf?
The lucky tanker.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
Durham. Yep.
Dude. Darnum? So, Rhea will just mumble that under her breath as she's staring at the fire. We should get down there.
Can we tell exactly where it is?
That
You
is
can't
on
tell.
the waterfront.
Yeah, you can't tell exactly. You are basically on the complete opposite side of the city, but you are at the highest elevation point.
Well,
So
I
you're
mean, yeah, because I mean, more so it could be like left side of it, right side of it.
I see what you
center
mean.
side of
I will say that with the particular roles, especially for Hellrhea, and then with your passive of 20 being turned around and seeing this, I'll say that Hellrhea and Kyria, you guys with your higher rolls could deduce that the column of smoke is definitely coming from the right block. You can't tell the exact building from this distance, and the smoke at this point is already kind of obscuring the vision, like anything specific at that distance. But it's coming from the right general area.
Closer to the east docks or closer into the center where...
Basically darn near the center.
Okay, so Rhea's basically said, we need to go.
Oh, hold on. Let me do something real quick. And I am going to cast Sending on Durnum.
Oh, okay. All right. I believe that gives you 25 words. What do you say?
Hey, pal, listen. I know we haven't really gotten the chance to talk yet, but just checking in. Everything okay? We see fire. Fire bad.
I think that ended
That was
everything okay.
No. If I did my net math right, it was literally exactly 25 words. I think if I did my numbers right, it was exactly 25.
Including the conjunction?
I think so. If I was trying to count quickly. A moment goes by with no response, and what feels like an eternity as there's a beat goes by, and then a beat goes by, and there's no response. Then in your mind, Pipwick, you hear a cough, followed by, I could use some help, my wee friend, and then nothing.
So I'm gonna kind of start clapping my hands. Okay, guys, go time. He's in trouble. I like drinking, so come on. And I just start running.
As soon
Rhea
as he
didn't even wait for you to say, I like drinking. She was already bolting.
As soon as this happens, the second guard comes back out of the gate from behind you and goes, she's permitted entry. And the guard turns to say something and sees some of you bolting off.
Don't worry, us running is not crime related.
Are you guys, so is everybody running?
I'm running.
Grigor would be running.
Okay.
They've all bolted off. I'm gonna just. Did he take away my note or
No,
do
you
I
still,
have
no,
it?
he just looked at it.
Okay.
He just wanted to confirm that you were who said you were. You have your stuff.
I just gonna lift my hand and say, terribly sorry. It would seem I have to deal with that first, as I point at the big fire.
He kind of raises an eyebrow.
Turn to him and say, we might be back later, but it's kind of our duty to help people, and that seems like needs helping. And I just run. I don't wait for a response.
And you just take, he goes, all right, be safe. And he just kind of waves at you. You guys run. Okay, so you guys.
I'm gonna stop there and
Okay.
for a second, turn around. It's also not just us. I assume the guards there know, but please let everyone around you know, so that you guys know about the big fire, and then I continue running.
And he just kind of looks around, and you guys take off. Okay, so you guys run off. Who is leading this run? Because I mean, obviously Pipwick and Hellrhea bolted almost immediately.
Rhea bolted
Okay,
first.
all right. The reason I ask is because of Grigor's feet. He always ends up leading. So I'm asking, is Grigor?
I mean, I was gonna say Grigor could probably have gotten past me and then
Okay.
whatever.
All right. So I will say, for the purposes of this, that Grigor ends up getting into a leadership-like position and starts leading you guys through the city. Because of his feet, you guys are moving through the city at great speed. Even though there seems to be a sense of turmoil, it's like brewing the further you get away from the city council district and start getting closer to the Riverside district. You notice that there seems to be a tension in the air. I mean, obviously you guys are running, your hearts are pounding, you're trying to get through all the way across the city as fast as possible. And even with Grigor's feet, Not the cunning action one, the city secrets one. But even with that, it still is all the way across the city. It's still going to take you a bit of time. Granted, you guys are sprinting. Now, here's how we're going to do this. Do you guys full run from the council district all the way to the Riverside district, or do you guys are you guys full running the whole time? Is what I'm asking.
I'm trying to keep pace with the rest of them, considering that.
Okay. Okay. I'm not asking so much for like a disadvantage in terms of that. I was more asking like, are you guys just running the entire time?
No.
She wouldn't be running at full force, but she'd be running.
Okay, that's fine.
Possibly breaking down to a jog if everybody else is getting slower because of it. Just, exhaustion.
Yeah. I was going to say, if everybody's running the entire time, we're talking about like a full-on run. Maybe not like using every ounce of your sprinting capabilities, but you're not walking is what I'm trying to say. So if that's the case, if you guys are running for the entire time, I'm going to say that you guys make it there, and I'll even say you guys make it there in a very quick time because you are running and because Grigor is leading you. It only takes you about, I'll say, let me think for a second here. You guys had a pretty straight shot. I will say that at full sprint, or full run, excuse me, I want to say I'm close to it, bless you, that you are able to make it to the Lucky Tankard. And I'll say you guys make it there in about 35 to 40 minutes of just running like the whole time. However, if you guys choose to make it there that quickly, you all take a point of exhaustion for running. The only exception will be Tippy because she's riding an undead creature.
Remind me about what the point of exhaustion would do.
So 1 point of exhaustion, one point of exhaustion gives you disadvantage on checks and saving throws. That's it. That's the only thing you get negative. However, and that's up to you guys. If you guys are choosing to run that quickly and get there that fast, it's as fast as you guys can get there, but you will all take a point of exhaustion if you're running. That's the exception.
Collectively, do we agree?
I agree.
You don't get a vote.
Shoulder rider.
Sean gets a point of exhaustion.
Yeah, Sean.
Sean's a zombie.
That means
about exhaustion.
he has disadvantage. Well, that's actually
yeah,
that's fair. He's undead. He's undead. It never mind. It doesn't matter. Yeah, he doesn't take a point. But yeah, okay.
I'm down if everybody else is down.
Okay. Yeah, because it needs to be because if anybody wants to like slow down at any point, they can choose to do that and not run the whole way. I'll say that basically the cutoff would be like making it just to about there.
Actually, hang on. No, given the dex score, I would have kept running, even with the strength low. But dex score, yeah.
Nah, my booze palace is on fire.
Wait.
I'm going.
Okay.
I'm going fast.
Oh.
Booze palace?
Yeah.
Rhea's not the biggest constitution, so even if they are running full like run there, she has fallen to the back just because she's not.
She's just not.
I can only make it because of constitution.
Yeah. So in that case, Hellrhea takes a point of exhaustion. Pipwick takes a point of exhaustion. Grigor, based on the comments in here, point of exhaustion.
How do I apply?
So on your character sheet, you will see the 6 little dots underneath your avatar or your token. Click the far left one, exhaustion level 1. And it will automatically apply all the negative effects of it.
You just wanted a reason to use the fancy tool.
No, you guys wanted to sprint over there.
It's fair.
So, the only person I haven't heard from in this regard, I believe, is Daxori. Was Daxori also sprinting during this time as well?
No, when she sees everyone else start sprinting, she doesn't, because
okay,
someone will at least get there.
Okay, so you are just basically kind of jogging, but not full force going.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't take a point of exhaustion. However, you will be delayed in arriving there by about, I'll say basically, you can basically maintain full force. You start to get winded right about there, right between the residential and Central Market. So it's going to delay your arrival at the Riverside District by about 10 minutes, maybe 15, depending on crowd traffic and such.
It's a big city.
It is. It's a very big city. Yeah. So, as you guys, everybody but Dax, start to enter the Riverside District and get closer to the waterfront, it's very clear the plume of smoke is coming from the right city block where the Lucky Tankard is. Grigor, as you get closer and you're looking terrified of where this plume of smoke could be coming from, you have a mild sigh of relief and your shoulders relax just a bit when you see it could not be coming from the Curio Emporium, as it's a different city block, and you recognize that your employment is safe, and your employer is most likely not in danger. But immediately, everybody has this sinking feeling in their stomach as they recognize the plume of smoke is coming from exactly where the Lucky Tankard is. You guys sprint down the city causeway, passing by buildings, and at this point, as you're in this district, you hear screaming and yelling, and people are running away from the waterfront. You see some people running towards the waterfront, and as you come down to the end of the causeway and turn left towards the tankard, you see the Lucky Tankard is fully engulfed in flames. There are people throwing buckets of water. There are people who have jerry-rigged crates and cranes on the waterfront to try to hoist water out of the river and try to pour it on the building. There's bucket brigades that are forming all around it. And the entire second floor looks to be completely engulfed in flame, and there's flames coming out of parts of the roof. And you can see in the open-air causeway on the bottom that there does seem to be fire inside. What you guys are about, I'd say, coming around the corner here, everybody but Dax arrives, winded, out of breath, sweat beating down your face. Like I said, you guys have a point of exhaustion, and you see this. What do you guys do?
Rhea would try to start approaching the tankard, but then remember the little something about her condition, and basically panic, seeing if there's an opening in the flames. So to at least get inside the main bar area.
Yep. So you guys basically notice that because of the open air side entrance that basically goes through the Lucky Tankard, there's no flames from there because it's all stone floor. But you can tell that there's flames that are coming out inside of the ground floor, like basically kind of around to the left. In fact, let's do this actually. Hold on.
I go in.
You just run in? Okay, let's do this. Hang on, we're gonna do this to make life a little easier.
The tieflings that can actually go into fire.
Yep.
Yeah, once Dax gets there, she does run in.
Okay, it'll be a few minutes, but that's good to know. We'll keep that locked in.
So
Is there buckets?
There's buckets. People are using buckets, and there's a few kind of around, and there's people have grabbed small barrels and small crates. But basically anything that people can use for containing water is what you're seeing being used here. Give me 1 second.
I was just gonna say, for flavor, basically Rhea would start approaching, stop, and then let the other two just kind of run past her, the other two tieflings.
Yep. Okay. Give me a second here. So we need...
Loading.
Give me 1 second.
Neon really wants to use the new maps.
Yeah, darn right I do.
He spent so much time working
Well,
on them, of course.
regardless, there's reasons, guys. There's reasons. I'm not just being like, oh, I want to use new maps. I have reasons.
I know.
You want to guess how much time I spent in that app within the week that you got me to buy it?
Oh, I've spent way too much time in there, man.
You spent 16 hours. I spent 46.
Dude, imagine spending all that time building a map over the week just to burn the place down.
Listen, man.
Cringe.
Okay.
The first time we see it, it's on fire.
So Dax, I'm gonna put you right there. So you are on the map, but you are not on the map. Does that make sense?
How big did you make it? I'm still loading.
It's because it's a WebM. Once it loads, it'll just loop.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to close all of the permissions
you do
for
it
the
with
ambient
animation?
lights.
Yeah.
So did I.
Yeah, there's animation to it.
Oh, okay. That explains it.
Yeah.
There is so many ambient lights that permissions will not update.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep, there was a bunch of red text on the screen. I had to click through all of it.
Really?
I had to spam it too.
That's weird.
Spam.
I have a question on whether I can roll something. Or
Okay.
if I even have to roll.
Well, yeah. While we're waiting for things to load here, go for it.
For the brief time that I saw the fire and the amount of people trying to put it out, and I'm gonna go ahead and assume, considering how busy it is during the day, they've been trying to put it out probably the whole time we've been on our way here.
Correct. Yes.
With that being said, can I tell if it's just that much of a roaring fire that people are just struggling to put it out, or whether it's magical fire and it's more difficult?
Ah, good question. That would be an Arcana check for that.
Yeah, also a bunch of other shit.
Can I also do that with Dax, as I have Detect Magic?
Yeah. Detect Magic is a spell.
I don't know that it would detect magical fire. I think I also have it, but yeah, I'm just gonna roll Arcana. I'm just gonna see.
I have a question.
Oh, that's right. I have disadvantage and everything. Let's go.
Regarding even having disadvantage, I was going to give myself a small detriment to see if I could even, I don't know. I wanted to say if Rhea would even react too much to trying to do something in the fire. Just seeing the fire and kind of having that little stinge of, oh, that actually hurts me. That being said, like a wisdom save or something.
Yeah.
Towards acting in the fire.
Yeah, give me 1 second here. I'm just trying to... I wasn't...
Not to bombard you. I like giving myself detriments.
But why is exhaustion sparkles?
It's because, like, you're dazed, basically. Give me a second. Where's my...
Okay, Kermit.
Yep. Hi-ho, Kermit the Frog here. Really? Did I not?
Does Talina not get exhaustion?
Talina does get exhaustion, sorry. Boop. There we go.
I'm gonna stack a pile on top of you while you're already working on it.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate that. Where? There it is. That's what I was looking for. Okay. Sorry, I was trying to get some commoners out here so you guys have a bucket brigade you guys can actually see.
This is a bucket. Oh, really? No one picks up on the meme? Okay, I see how it is.
I actually, I'm sorry,
I
I didn't get the meme. I'm sorry.
Squad.
Oh my. Dex
This
is all
is a bucket.
flowy.
Yep. Okay. So,
Dear God.
so
No.
let me back up here. Okay. So, Kyria, you were trying to see if you could tell through an Arcana check if this is magical fire, correct?
Yes.
Okay. With a 14 from this distance, right now it just looks like fire. You do notice that through your passive perception mixed with that was weird. You do notice that there is clearly fire that is getting doused when the water does hit it, but the fire seems to be very intense and it's just coming right back, and the bucket brigade does not seem to be enough to be putting it out. It does seem to be helping, but it doesn't seem to be putting it out in its entirety. And you think that you're going to have to maybe get closer to determine if this actually is magic or not.
Well, I am running into it.
Okay, you're running into it. Okay, so we'll do that here in a second then, and then we'll keep that roll applied as you run in. Dax,
I can tell you your name Katara. We could have used her help.
I'm sorry, say that again.
It was an Avatar joke. Don't mind me.
Dax, sorry. You can do this in a moment, but like again, because you didn't run, you're going to be delayed in this time of arrival. So you're going to be behind this group, unless I will say, if you basically, as getting closer, if you notice that the plume of smoke is coming, because as you get closer to the Riverside District, you would be able to tell where it's coming from before you're getting there. Would you choose to then pick up the pace and sprint again, or would you still just kind of jog your way closer? I will give you the option, because you would be able to tell as you get closer. It's not like you're locked into one speed at a certain time.
Yeah, as she gets closer, she would definitely pick up the pace a bit.
Okay. You can choose to basically pick up the pace, and I won't give you a full point of exhaustion, but I will say that you are going to basically be winded, and it will basically, like, it'll just make some of your stuff a little bit slower. Like, it'll kind of give you a little bit less movement speed and such once you arrive. But I will say that you arrive shortly.
That works.
Yeah, so shortly after the group, you do arrive. And at this point, before we do your turn, Kiri, you said you rush in. What's your movement speed? You're 30, right? Okay.
Walk.
Okay, so 30 will put you... Basically, you rush in. It'll put you... So when you first arrive, you can make it to... right there, basically to the alleyway. So if you can go... You want to go ahead and move there. Okay, so you move 30. Before we do a whole bunch of other stuff, Grigor, do you rush in as well?
Grigor would rush to one of the bucket brigade people and ask about Durnham.
Okay, you could basically make it to this group here and ask them if you'd like. As far as everybody else, Hellraya, when you arrive, what are you doing immediately?
Rhea would have started moving in a rushed manner towards the building, probably about, I don't know, 15 feet, half of it. And then, let's see, yeah, probably gets to about here as she's rushing in. Stops, remembers, oh no, this shit can hurt me.
Okay.
What is my measurements here? From this position.
Would I have dashed it?
You can. We'll get to the dash here in a second. I'm just trying to see where everybody, when they first arrive, where everybody's divvying to, and then we'll go ahead and move forward with that.
Message. I mean, here's a good question. Is the, are the walls of this place a foot thick?
Not a foot thick. No, they're less than that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just a standard tavern, so it's not built, you know, as like Fort Knox.
You can cast objects through solid objects if you're familiar with the target, and no, it is beyond the perimeter. Okay. Message sending out through to Durham inside the building.
Okay.
What room are you in? If you can hear me.
Okay, so message, is there any sort of
So
like what's the limitation on it?
I guess it is, you can cast it through.
You can cast it through material, that's fine. What's the range though?
Yeah, it range is 120 feet. I'd be able to,
Oh, okay.
I'd be able to get
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Easy peasy.
Okay, so remind me again what you say to him as you kind of rush up to this point.
What room are you in, if you can even hear me?
Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to fix the camera real quick. Come on. So Durham, you send this message to Durham. There we go. Send this message to Durham. You don't necessarily hear a response at first, and then after a second, you hear a bout of coughing. Ground floor. And then nothing.
Rhea will relay that straight up to Kyria, who's first in line towards the building. He's on the ground floor somewhere.
Did I hear that?
You guys would, yeah, she yells it out. You guys would all around her hear it. Okay, so Kyria uses her movement to move up. Grigor moves up to ask about Durham at the same time that Rhea casts the spell. Grigor, as you move up and ask the question to the Bucket Brigade, no one's really responding to you. They're just too focused on putting the fire out, and they're actually kind of ignoring you. Talina would probably run up to her max movement speed as well and just grab a bucket and start trying to help. Tippy, what would Tippy and Sean do in this moment?
Tippy's gonna order Sean to get a bucket, while Tippy herself is going to summon her mage hand.
Okay.
If I can summon, there we go. Oh, I guess it just does that. Because I'm gonna have the mage hand get a bucket.
Okay, so mage hand goes and grabs a random bucket and just starts. I assume you're just having it just kind of enter a rhythm, a pattern, right?
I don't. Wait, hold on. What can I carry? Can I carry a bucket? Or am I too strong? Too weak?
What's your strength?
An 8 or -1.
You could carry a bucket with water, but you'd obviously need help. You need to have people's help to get the water, but you could do that, yeah.
I just picture people looking next to them and just seeing a bucket moving, but not seeing the squirrel.
I mean, thankfully the squirrel is 3 feet tall, but yes, that was the image in my head as well.
She's using her tail to help. Don't worry. But she's gonna have her mage hand and Sean with her go closer to the fire, like, and try to get a path inside the building.
Okay. Okay, so you two move up your max distance to there and start to help. Okay, so with that, wait, we're missing Pipwick.
Yes.
Not
Sorry.
the little buddy.
There we go. I was like, wait a minute, there we go.
Who
Okay.
is following Tippy and Sean and getting a bucket.
Okay, perfect. So you guys are doing buckets. Okay. As this is happening, Kiri, you said you asked about dashing. Is Kiri just going to dash right in?
Yep.
Okay. So you go ahead and move an additional 30 feet. There's a pole there. Okay, so basically that puts you kind of like right in the thick of it. As you enter the space here, the entire room is on fire. Every piece of furniture is engulfed in flames. The columns that go up to the ceiling are wrapped in wreaths of flames all the way up to the 20-foot high ceiling. The entire bar is just covered, and you see that the fire is creeping closer to the massive kegs of ale that sit in the back corner of the room. And it doesn't take a genius to realize this. You're on a clock. Like, even though the building is engulfed, you don't know how long it's taken to get to this point, but it hasn't ignited any of the alcohol yet, but you don't know how much longer that'll last. There's a ton of smoke in this room along with the fire. You can't see very far. You can basically only see to about, like, essentially what you can see is like what here, like, so there's smoke, there's fire that goes up to above, taller than you. It's very difficult to see any further. Does anyone else rush into the building at this point? And don't worry, Dax, I've not forgotten you. We're about to get to you.
Rhea will want to start moving down and around towards the dock side. So another 15 feet towards the dock side after she's already cast her message on notice Sternum's inside, like where his position would be. Okay,
so that
probably
would
down around.
I'll basically say that you could do that while you're running. Yeah, like that you could get down there while you're running. I'd say that. So yeah, you get down there and you're basically now in the middle of a bucket brigade. You're watching as these people are shuffling back and forth, bringing buckets of water from the river.
Yeah, I'm trying to stay out of their way as I'm moving down and around.
Okay. Pipwick and Tippy and Sean, you guys are able to make it a little bit further and get your hands on some buckets. Oops. Maybe. Weird. And you guys are able to help with buckets basically about here. You said you had a mage hand as well? Okay. I don't think I have one of those, but we're going to just assume that I have something I can use as a mage hand. Here we go. There's your mage hand. Okay, so your mage hand just starts basically kind of like going back and forth between the water and the building. Okay, this goes on for a couple of minutes as you guys kind of start to spread out. Kyria starts to make her way inside. And at this point, Dax, that's when you come around the corner, and you said you cast Detect Magic as soon as you show up?
Yeah, she casts she casts Detect Magic just because of all the other odd stuff that happened.
How long does it last?
That is a great
it lasts 10 minutes.
round.
I keep forgetting there's little quick things in here. It lasts for 10 minutes. It is concentration. I just need to see the range on it. Let's see. I think
30.
Is it 30 feet? Okay, so 30 feet's not very big. It's actually, ironically, that exact radius on that circle, I'm pretty sure. Let's see. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, literally exactly. Yeah, that's really handy. That's handy. Love that. So basically, wherever that blue circle touches, you can tell that there's magic there. So as you show up, do you see your party, you see your friends spanning out to try to help with this situation? What do you do?
Oh, she immediately runs in.
Okay.
She like fire.
Okay, so you rush in. You can make it, basically that's a pole there, but you can move sideways. I don't know why this isn't listening.
She lived in a world of fire.
Yep.
So she.
Yep. So
this
to you is nothing. But as you enter the building, your kind of home away from home that Lucky Tankard has turned into is just wrapped in fire, and there is wreckage everywhere, and you can hear the creaking of the wood above you as you look up and see fires whipping and moving across the beams up ahead, the rafters. With the radius of Detect Magic, nothing is inherently magic around you. Nothing seems to light up or illuminate with those shades of color to indicate some sort of magical detection. Kyria, as you get closer to this fire, you don't see anything inherently magical, but with that Arcana check of 14 from before, you get the sense that some of this may have been magically started, but it's not magical fire. You're not sure what may have caused it with a 14, but and you're not 100% certain because fire's fire, right? There's a dozen different ways to start a fire, but you just kind of get the sense maybe this was arcanically started. Okay, so
I
with
just
that,
yell out, "Is anyone here?"
okay,
Hello.
you yell this out as loud as you can, and you, let's see, I'll say with your passive actually, no, you're looking for something specifically. Roll me a perception check.
Housekeeping.
Yeah, housekeeping.
Do this. Guidance.
There we go. Now I found a good sound effect. Okay, so you guidance yourself. You roll a 22. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Oh, I forgot to roll it with disadvantage. Hold on.
Marco.
Yep, hold on. I just rolled that. I meant to roll that with disadvantage. So 12 or hello game. Okay. You actually you have a pretty high roll here. You first don't hear anything. All you can hear is the creaking of the wood and the roaring of the fire as it whips through the space. You hear the shouting of the people out in the background as they're moving bucket brigades back and forth. And then suddenly, just underneath all of that, you hear coughing, and you immediately can tell it's coming from somewhere further in the room, potentially near the bar. Dashing. Okay. So this is considered difficult terrain because there's wreckage and fire everywhere. You do need to navigate around the fire to get there. And you are a tiefling, so you get resistance to fire. So thankfully, the heat doesn't bother you at this close distance, but walking directly through fire will have a negative consequence. So do you choose to just beeline straight through this mess and go straight for the sound of the coughing, or do you try to be more methodical and move through it slower?
That's a good question. Let's find out together.
Okay, sounds good.
Oh, Beeline.
Beeline. Okay, so here's what's going to happen. Even though you have resistance, you are going to take some fire damage from this as you just beeline straight through it. It is difficult terrain, so you're dashing, so that your maximum of 60 feet is going to be 30 feet. Yep, so you can move a maximum of 30 feet, and because you're beelining kind of sort of haphazardly, lack of caring for yourself, just worried about the people in here, you're going to take, because you're resistant to it, you will take half of this. So that's going to be 7 points of fire damage as you move through this.
I guess most of my tempo.
Okay. Yep. So yeah. So well, yeah, because you had 9 temp HP, right? Okay. Yeah. So
she
yeah.
was going towards the bar, right?
Yeah, because she heard coughing in that back corner there. Yep. So that's going to be your turn to basically move into this space with
You would have disappeared me as I literally just run through the fire and the wreckage straight towards where you know the bar would be.
And I will say due to the heavily obscured space, the only one who still can kind of make out a silhouette of Kyria is Daxoria as she appears from behind you guys and runs into this space on her turn. As that happens, the rest of you guys watch as Kyria vanishes into the smoke, the darkness, and the fire of the entire ground floor of the Lucky Tankard.
I have a...
Mm-hmm. What's up?
Wait, is it... Never mind, it's an action.
Okay, yeah, unfortunately you burned an action by dashing. So while we're not doing this in initiative order because I don't want to be super rigid with it, that is the case. Okay, so Kyria has gotten to go, Daxori's technically gotten to go. Grigor, I'll wait on Selena, we'll do her last, but Grigor, Hellrhea, Tippy, and Pipwick, what are you guys doing on this next sort of round, quote unquote?
Rhea's going to be still making her way over this way, passing through the bucket brigade, just kind of getting a glimpse on where to enter from. Probably looking over here, but she's gonna get to the dock end first.
Yeah, so for clarity's sake, I think I showed you guys the videos and the images in chat the other day, so you guys have a better understanding of what this looks like. But for clarity, basically, this whole section here is all open. Over here, all open. The only walls are here, like where I've got this little arrows. You basically got a wall like here. This is the staircase that goes up to the upper floor, which is engulfed in flames. And then obviously the building starts here, and then the bar is here, and then back there. So plenty of area for you to just rush into this space, either from over where Daxori's at or over on this side, which you guys currently can't see because there's stuff in the way. But you have been through this space many times. That's why I have the whole map illuminated. Your characters would know all of this general information because you guys basically been living here on and off for several days. So.
And Rhea is going to basically try and go around to find the path of least fire.
Yep. Okay. So in that case, would she dash, I assume?
She is doing her dash
Okay.
to get more
Right there.
or less
Yep.
this position.
Okay, so that's your turn. That gets you there, and you realize that there is less fire over here, but it's still like just as much once you get inside. But it potentially could be a little bit less. You'd have to get closer to see. But from this angle, you can tell it's a little bit more open. Okay. Tipwick and Tippy, what are you and Grigor? What are you guys doing? Are you guys still doing bucket brigades? Grigor, are you helping? What's going on?
Grigor would join in the bucket brigade.
Okay. So what we're going to do for the bucket brigade assistance is I want you to roll me a strength check with advantage, because this is a very simple check. That's why I'm throwing advantage. Actually, don't do advantage. Just do a regular one. It's just a low DC. It'll make more sense. And essentially what you're doing is we're trying to see how quickly you can assist with the buckets. And this will impact how quickly or slowly the fire spreads or is quelled. Okay, all right. All right, so with a 4, unfortunately, you're exhausted. Oh, wait. You have this is going to suck, even though it's a 4. You need to roll with disadvantage because you have 1 point of exhaustion.
Fun Foundry BTT fact, people who didn't know it that I learned a couple of days ago. You know whether you're supposed to roll with advantage or disadvantage because when the roll option is presented to you, that much will be highlighted. Yep, and it will default to showing you like 2 dice if it's advantage or disadvantage or not. So if it pops up, let it do its thing. But because you have a point of exhaustion, now for the perception one, I'm not going to count that a disadvantage. Like looking and seeing doesn't count, but physically doing things is definitely going to have a disadvantage. So I do need you to go ahead and re-roll that at disadvantage. So you get lucky that the 4 is gone, but yeah, you got lucky. Even with disadvantage, you still rolled pretty high. Okay, so that was a 14. Okay, so with a 14, you are pretty winded, but you steel yourself, you rally yourself, and you jump into the fray immediately and start moving buckets. And I have that noted down that you rolled a 14 on that. Is Pipwick and Tippy doing the same thing, or are you guys doing something else?
I'm following Hellraya.
Okay, all right. Go ahead and move yourself.
Trying to save the booze.
Go ahead and move yourself over there. Okay.
Freaking alcoholic goblin.
Yep. Okay. So,
dude, I'm a performer. I need the liquid courage.
So you run over with Hellraya. You notice the same thing at this side of the tavern. It appears to be a little less fire, only because there seems to be less debris that is caught on fire. But you do also, both of you have a better view of the bar and see that the bar is also just roaring in flames. That would be your turn. Tippy and Sean, are you guys assisting with buckets, or are you guys going to do anything?
I'll do something different.
Okay, what you got?
How close can I get without burning myself?
So you are not resistant to fire. So once you are considered melee range with fire, for every turn you stay within melee range of fire, you're going to take, if you're just within range of it, you're going to take 2d6 fire damage. If you try to go through it, it's 4d6 fire damage.
Should I, right there, I'll be okay?
Oh yeah, you're fine there. Yeah, you're fine. Because you're technically not quote unquote in melee with the fire, which is a very weird sentence to say.
Yeah. Hold on, there's a pole in my way.
Yes, there is. There are poles there. Hello, pole.
All right.
Okay.
That's where Tippy. Now I'm gonna send Sean into the fire.
Okay. It's all right. So
He's going to find
But the suit!
yeah, his new suit, man. Okay. So where
We're
are you
all
sending
about
him?
saving people. She's gonna send him in there to look for any downed people.
Okay, his movement speed is only 20, so he has to dash. So he gets there, and then he can move. Are you just sending him straight in, or is he actually he's undead? He won't know. So he just goes straight in.
Well,
He
Tippy's
does.
gonna say, "Hey,
He's
don't
too difficult, right?
touch the fire."
Okay, so you're gonna.
but,
Okay, okay, so you're gonna slowly navigate him around the fire. Is what I'm hearing.
Yes.
Okay.
But I want him to look for any
Okay.
downed civilians that haven't been in there.
Okay. So here's the thing. You don't see through his eyes. You can only direct him as you see him. Okay. So as he gets basically right there, as he sprints, essentially goes from behind you and he goes inside, uses his full movement, so 40 feet. And he is going to take 2d6 fire damage because he's within radius of the fire and he's not resistant to it.
Walks in, immediately burns down, dies.
Yes, he did. Oh, wait, yep, yeah, he did. He runs in there, and as soon you try to navigate him through the fire, and he erupts in flames and collapses to the ground dead. Oh wait, no, he has undead fortitude. Hold on. He comes back with. He comes back. I need to roll. What is it? I need to. Yes, he has to make a con saving throw. That's right. Yeah. So it's.
I don't remember. Is that trait a base D&D?
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah. If damage reduces the zombie to 0 hit points, it makes a con saving throw. And he didn't roll high enough.
Yeah.
He's dead. So So Sean runs in there and then immediately bursts into flames and falls over dead. Immediately. Yeah. So Tippy, you watch as your little homeboy runs in there in his fancy new suit. You're like, okay, I'm gonna navigate him around the fire, and he's gonna get a little singed, and his brand new suit just erupts. He turns to look at you and just and falls over.
It was the new suit.
It was the new suit, 100%. It was polyester. It just came up in flames. It was not good. All right. So.
I don't have to recast that now.
Yeah, no. So there you go. Okay, so you still technically can like do something on your turn if you wish. You've only done a movement, and basically it's a bonus action to get him to do something. So.
I'm trying to figure out what I can do to. I can't obviously go in the fire.
We could start an endless loop of resurrecting Sean in this pile of flames.
Please, no.
He just gets up, moves 5 feet, goes down, gets up, moves 5 feet, goes down.
Surely a wizard squirrel has like create water prepared for no reason.
I know, right? That's totally.
No, I don't.
All right. Do you have any?
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, a little bit.
I don't even have any of those spells. Any of those type of spells.
Bummer. All right, are you gonna do anything else?
Eldritch Blast? Can I blast it?
With what?
Eldritch Blast.
You can shoot the fire all day long. I don't think it's gonna do much, but you're welcome to give it a try.
Real quick hypothetical here. If I cast Shatter in the middle of the bar, could the amount of air coming off of it put the fire out?
Talk about a thin line there, bud.
Killing anybody with it.
You can certainly try. I could think of some mental arguments as to why that might help, but I'm not going to tell you one way or the other if it'll be 100% effective or not. You're going to have to try that one out.
Okay. The only reason I asked is because it said noise.
And the other places would only get more.
Say again?
I think scientifically speaking, as someone who doesn't do fire physics, it would probably clear the immediate area where you actually cast the spell, but the pushback would make the flames around it worse.
I'll tell you.
I considered a similar thing. I considered casting what do you call it? Thaumaturgy to like open and close windows to maybe like make it a bit more visible. But then I was like,
yeah,
well, it's wind and fire. Probably a bad idea.
I will say this, that unless the only character in this group that would have a working knowledge of exactly what sort of physics might affect fire is Daxori. Everybody else, as far as these kind of questions are concerned, you can either roll me a wisdom check, like a history check or a wisdom check to see if you could think about it and try to come up with a plan, or you can just try it and we'll see at the roll of the dice what happens.
I'm not rolling any wisdom, anything.
You're like, nope, that's not happening.
No.
Okay, so Tippy,
last Tippy got high enough history to remember pictures from the storybook.
No, I'm not gonna lie to you. I have gone to the plan of casting Shatter in the water and hoping it relocates enough water onto the fire.
Okay, so hold on. So Tippy, are you gonna do anything else on your turn, or is that as much as you're doing? And can think of a new plan?
Just gonna keep my mage hand going with the buckets.
Okay, so with the buckets. Okay, I will write that down. Okay, do me a favor, just roll me an Arcana check, just to see how quickly your mage hand is able to do all of this.
Oh, bet I'm good at that.
Yeah, that's why I had you roll it.
21.
Jeez, okay. All right, so your mage hand is moving. It's zipping across the air and splash and then zipping back and getting water. I mean, it is doing the job of 3 or 4 people on its own, and it is helping tremendously. Yep, so Grigor is definitely helping out with the bucket brigade. Let me move this back here. There we go. Okay, and I have that written down as well. Okay, Sean, dead. Pipwick, what are you doing on your turn?
I had mine. I dashed. Or are we on like turn 3 technically?
Oh,
I
I'm
guess?
sorry. I'm sorry. We have 2 Pipwicks here. This is confusing.
I don't know why.
Hold on. I know you're over here with Hellraya. Okay, yes.
Wait.
Yes.
Yep, we're good. I don't know why that happened. Okay, so
Oh.
with that, everybody has now gone. Daxori, we're kind of back to you. This is now your second turn since you've joined the group here. Nothing.
Talina?
Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting. Okay, Talina would. Hold on. Let me look at her spell sheet.
Please tell me she's the smart one that has got or water spells.
She is a smart one, but probably not about this.
All I have is prestidigitation, and these are way too big to just.
She
snuff
has.
out.
She has shatter. That's. I mean that.
Stuttering. Fuck you.
If we both use it at the same time.
Oh, jeez.
If I use Sacred Flame, it will replace the regular flame.
Yeah, dude, she doesn't have much to help with this in this exact. Oh, wait, hold on. She does have enhance ability, which she could. Okay. I'm gonna back up a little bit. I would say that before Kyria disappeared into the smoke, she would have cast enhance ability on Kyria and given you Bear's Endurance, which gives you 2d6 temporary hit points. So like right after you lost yours, you get some temp HP back. And you also have an advantage on Constitution checks.
Okay, do you want me to roll that then?
Yeah, go ahead. You go ahead and roll it because I don't want to roll as the DM for that. But she's gonna use.
I think you could have done better. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, well, I guess I have 3 then instead of 2
Yes,
now.
yeah,
Yay.
you have 3. I'm gonna go ahead and mark that off. So she casts enhance ability on you, and so basically you have advantage on where'd it go? Hold on a second. So you have advantage on Constitution checks, and you gain 2d6 temporary hit points, which are lost when the spell ends, which lasts for an hour. So you're fine for a while. So you got 3 temp
Yes,
HP.
it's just my con cancels out and I roll regular.
Okay, yes, correct. Okay, so that would be to Talina, and then now she'd be basically, I think she's going to help with the Bucket Brigade. So she'll move here and then help with Bucket Brigade. She's going to roll a strength check at disadvantage because she is exhausted. Yay, Foundry for giving me that automatically. wow, double 9s. That's crazy.
9, 9, 9.
Yep.
The most basic roll.
So she's moving at a decent pace, but she's not moving fast by any stretch. So she is helping. So buckets of water are moving at a pretty steady pace between Grigor, Tippy's Mage Hand, and Talina's help. So now we're back to Daxori. Daxori, you've just rushed in. You can see, obviously, you're up against the fire because you are a very unique individual to this.
Just out of curiosity, did I see Tippy's buddy just combust right in front of me?
Yes.
Not Tippy's, the zombies. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm aware.
No, I said
it's
Tippy's
broken.
buddy.
Oh, buddy. I thought
Okay,
you said
I just saw a
buddy.
message.
No, you're good. Yeah, I don't know why it's not working today, but I can't get it to grab the chat, so I just gave up because we were on a time schedule. So I'll fix it for next week. I'm sorry. I was answering Ricky's question, Shoutout. Yes, you watch as Sean basically kind of lumbers, because he can't full sprint. He only has a movement speed of 20, but he does use his dash action to lumber past you. And you watch as Tippy kind of like focuses in on him, kind of navigates him around the first batch of fire, and he kind of stops and turns towards her, and then like a candle just whoosh, falls into flames and falls down dead.
Okay. Dax is going to... She's going to proceed further into the fire. Primarily looking around just for anybody as she does.
Okay. So you said proceeds into the fire. Are you just beelining straight through it, or are you going to try to navigate around the larger plumes of it?
She's navigating around the larger plumes of it. She's been around of it long enough to know what it will do to her.
In the same way that basically all the tieflings here, because you guys are all resistant to fire, if you're melee up against it, it's not going to burn you, but if you try to go through it, it is going to do half damage, which is half of 46, so 2d6 fire damage. But it is still difficult terrain. So as you move into the space, if you're going to navigate through it, you're moving at basically if you're dashing, it's like quarter speed essentially, because it's difficult terrain. So and you're moving slowly to avoid the fire. So you can basically move. So like if you were to just beeline straight in there, you would move 30 feet, which would put you about there. But because you're needing to navigate around it, you're getting 30 feet of movement, but you have to kind of zigzag through.
Yeah.
So you start to enter and you kind of find a little path. So I mean that was 15 feet. And you make it to about there, and then you can kind of keep going, and there you go. So now that's basically as far as you're going to get.
And as she proceeds further into the fire, does she, detect anything magical?
No, nothing magical seems to be going off of here. I will say with the detect magic, the closest thing that you see is as you enter this space, you get this little shimmer on the cobblestone floor over towards the bar, basically kind of right about where, to the right of where Kiria's standing, if it'll let me ping here, kind of over in this general area, and it looks like it just kind of looks like little glimmers that are being mixed in among the flames and the smoke that are just kind of drifting off the floor a little bit, which you know is from your spell, but it doesn't necessarily give like a school of magic or anything like that. It just seems to be like drifting off the floor a little bit. If you'd like to roll me an Arcana check, you can try to deduce what that might be.
Yeah, I'll roll it on.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the only reason you can see this is because of your detect magic spell. Nobody else can actually see this little, for lack of a better term, glitter effect.
It's my Arcana is +0. Okay. All right, let's see if physical dice will disappoint me tonight. Okay, I got 19.
19. Okay, that's pretty good. With a 19, you glance at this and see this and kind of in your mind kind of connect the dots. This could very well be started by an alchemist's fire throwable glass bottle. Someone may have started this using a magical source, but the fire itself is not inherently magical. That's kind of the vibe you get. Based on the location and the fire that's around it and everything, it looks like that may have been what happened.
Okay. Dax takes note of the location of it, of where she found or where she sees it. But then she just continues on looking for, any individuals.
Okay, so that's going to be your whole turn. Kiria, I would say that you'd probably be next in this little arrangement here. As you've kind of inched closer into the space here, what is this radius that's around you, by the way? What is that?
Nothing currently. I wasn't measuring.
Oh, gotcha. Cool. Okay. You can still kind of vaguely hear that coughing from before. It's a little bit louder now that you've gone further in. And you notice there's a little bit more of a direct line without a bunch of fire blocking your way. That is, it basically looks like you can head towards the back door this way, where you've seen Talina go back behind the stage before, or you could cut right and maybe go behind the bar.
Where am I hearing the cough from?
It seems to be from behind the bar, potentially.
Okay, I'm gonna run and lift over it.
Oh, you're gonna what? I'm sorry.
Just pray run to the right.
Oh, you're trying to go over the top of the bar.
Yeah.
Vault over it.
Okay.
Vault over it, yeah.
Okay. I mean, like I said, to clarify, you basically can see. I'm trying to make sure I can see. Yeah, you can see that there seems to be there's an opening that that's back here. You've seen it before. So you know there's an opening that leads behind the bar, and you don't have any fire between you and there. So if you want to just vault over, you can absolutely do that. But I'm just letting you know that you do have a bit of a clear shot.
Well, judging by where this fire is, I think I'm going to step into fire anyway.
Okay, so you're just going to go right through it anyways? Okay. All right, let me see if I can physically move you because
if that's where I'm hearing the cough from, I'm trying to get to the person that's coughing and dying.
Okay, so it's going to use your full movement to vault over. Go ahead and roll me an acrobatics check to see if you can vault over this thing. Not if you can do it, but how well it goes. And then you're gonna take 46
over the railing.
46 fire damage, halved because you're resistant. So you're gonna take another 11, so 5 points of fire damage. And with a 10's fine. You'll make it over. That's fine.
0 and then 56.
There you go. So yeah, you vault over, and as you do, you glance around, and it's hard to see, but through the smoke, you see over in the corner near the kegs is Durnham, underneath with basically his pants are on fire, like the hem of his pants, and he seems to be laying on his back, and there seems to be a plank laying over the top of his chest. This looks like it may have fallen from the ceiling or maybe from something else. And he is probably should mark him as prone. There we go. And he is laying down on the ground.
Terrific.
And that would have used your I would say that was your movement to get there, because you had to vault over that and move about 15 feet. So I'd say that's about all your movement you're gonna get. But you can obviously, dash if you want.
I don't think I'm doing that yet. I think from where I'm at, I am going to use a full channel Divinity Preserve Life on Durnham.
Okay. Remind me again what that does?
I'm giving him 30 hit points.
Okay, so just
actually, no, correction. I'm giving him up to half his hit points because I can't heal him more than half.
So up to half is the max he can go.
Up to half, yes.
Okay.
It can be, if his half is 30, then I can do 30.
Okay. So
But it essentially allows me to spend up to heal any creatures that I have a line on, and like split 30 hit points between them.
Okay, so is it half his hit points, or is it 30 hit points?
It's up to 30, but
up
it
to
doesn't
30,
go
okay.
more than half.
Okay, gotcha. So in that case,
any leftovers from him, I'm probably gonna.
Gotcha. Okay, so in that case, it would put him at. Hold on, my brain just shut off. I need to do math. Okay, so that would put him at. Oops, nope, that's not what I want to do. There we go. Okay, so you're able to give him 24 hit points, so there's 6 left that you could direct to yourself or whoever. I don't know how that works, but
are there any other creatures within 30 feet of me that have hit points missing? Other than myself?
No, actually, Dax has not walked through fire. She's specifically walking around it. You could hold on. I think technically you could give it to Sean. Sean is exactly 30 feet from you, but yeah, that's right. He's undead, so no, you can't. He's exactly 30 feet from you too.
I guess I could spend the rest to heal myself back up to full, because it says creatures within 30 feet of you. It doesn't say whether I can or can't use it on myself.
Okay, then I'll allow that. Yeah, so you can give yourself your 2 remaining hit points.
Back to 2 points. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There you
go. I don't believe I have a bonus action to do. What is this? Highly doubt it. You know what? That might be helpful.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna try and summon spiritual weapon.
Okay.
That usually comes in the form of mace, and have it smack at the log that I see Durnham is under. Try to break it to maybe make it easier to live once I get there.
Okay. Yeah. That's. I mean, what form does your spiritual weapon show up in?
A mace.
A mace. That's right. There it is. Yep. Okay. So there's your spiritual weapon. Okay. Okay, so you cast your spiritual weapon as a bonus action. It then, I believe, it just goes right after you, don't? Or is it a bonus action to move it? I always mix up BG3's rules.
Bonus action on my turn to move it and attack with it. So yeah, it's just shared.
Cool. All right, so Dax and Kyria have gone. Hellrhea and
I yell out.
Okay.
Edge of the bar, close to the wall. There's a log on it.
Okay, I will say without a roll, Daxori can hear you. She's not that far from you. I need Talina, Grigor, Pip, Tippy, Hellrhea, and Pipwick. I need you guys all to roll perception checks. I will say it is a high DC based on the circumstances and the noise. These are not a disadvantage, by the way. This is just hearing and listening. This is not... Sorry, I just realized when I saw the 2 dice. This is not a physical exertion, so this doesn't qualify as a disadvantage. Sorry.
You want me to re-roll that?
Yes, anybody who just rolled a disadvantage can re-roll that.
I'll take it.
Yeah, I'm sure you
It
will.
was an 11.
I saw.
I'll take that one too.
Okay, so let's see. So it's 13, 20, and 18, I believe. Oh, and then I need one from Talina. Perception at normal. Okay, so 14, 14, 18, 20, and 13. I will say that Hellrea and Pipwick, you guys do hear very faintly through all of the noise what she said about back of the bar. There's a log on him. But I will say that Grigor and Talina and Tippy, you guys don't hear this. It's too muffled by all the sound. You hear someone yell out, but you can't make out what's being said. Okay. With that, we're actually going to go to Hellrea and Pipwick. You guys have just kind of rounded this north side, because this is upside down, the north side of the tavern. And you guys, both of you actually hear this. What do you guys do?
So
You can go first. I had a question about layout.
mine is more long-winded, so please, by all means.
I'm starting with a question of layout. You said, I'm assuming that room number 3 is still on the bottom floor, or are all rooms at the top floor?
This entire map right now is ground floor. You don't see anything upstairs yet.
I'm just asking, the room number 3, Hellrea's room,
Yes.
is that ground floor or
No.
top?
Second
upper
floor. Yep. All
Okay.
accommodation rooms are upstairs.
Got it.
Yep.
On that note, Rhea hears what is going on and comes closer to this opening area.
Okay. Yeah, that's your movement. Go ahead.
Not getting super close to the fire.
Yeah, you're fine. You got about
and just
15
calls
feet away.
out, I'm just out by the bar. Bring him here.
Okay. So you kind of waiting then for him to be brought out?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So Pipwick, what are you doing?
That movement was not supposed to happen.
I-
was
Yeah, fine.
trying to.
I'm gonna once again be pretty close to you, but I'm gonna look at this. Are these people to my right?
They're all doing bucket
Carrying
brigades.
buckets,
Yep.
too?
All of them
Okay,
are throwing.
sick.
Basically, these ones seem to be throwing buckets through a window that's right here, and through the windows that are over here. Actually, let me move these guys to be a little more accurate.
Cool. I'm gonna attempt to give a motivating speech to make them work faster.
I love it. Okay. Go
Would
ahead.
I do that at disadvantage? I'm assuming I probably would.
For this particular thing, yes, I would argue this one's a disadvantage. Yeah, because you're kind of winded and whatnot.
Good, because that gives me
Oof.
That gives me more motivation on how to do this.
Even
I'm
with
gonna
a
just
2,
kinda like-
you roll a 13. That's crazy.
I'm just gonna run up. Friends, heroes, brave defenders of this beloved establishment, I commend your courage, your selflessness, and your complete misunderstanding of our priorities. The ale cannot be saved if it burns. The building can be rebuilt. Please assist. That's where I'm gonna like just be panting at that point.
I will say that is successful. That you can go ahead and grant. What exactly are you trying to?
I'm trying to get them to like move buckets faster because we're at the bar basically.
I will say that what you can essentially do is you can use one of your bardic inspiration charges, and that is essentially you inspiring. Yeah, instead of it being one person, because we're doing kind of a jerry rig on this. It would be, what's the range on bardic inspiration? Like how far away can you cast it? 60 feet. Okay, so I will say that everybody, all of the ones on this side of the building, are all quote unquote inspired by you, and they move a little bit faster. They seem to be kind of rallying a bit.
Nice.
Okay. So yeah, you notice that the water seems to be going quicker. And Kyria, as you hear this kind of muffled hacking of a speech from over behind you, water starts to kind of pour in through an open window behind you and cover some of the fire here. And now here's the thing. For clarity, like above table, the map itself is generating the fire. I can't remove fire elements because of the way I built it. I will say that the bucket brigade is successfully quelling some of the fire. like up front here.
Can you, if they battle map some water on top of it?
Let me see. Hold on.
They do have water assets.
Yeah, let me see here.
I had a question that you might not have seen in chat. Do you want me to roll attack and or damage?
I'm sorry. Yes, because originally I was like, oh, we're gonna wait for your turn, but I forgot that.
Well, yeah, I do it when I cast it and then after.
Correct. Exactly. I forgot that. So yeah, you can go ahead and roll the attack. Essentially, what this is doing is, I assume this. Are you striking the wood?
Striking the wood, yeah, like away from the guy, if possible, so that like maybe try and like break off a piece of it or whatever. And it's
gotcha.
Damage, so I assume it's gonna do well than regular bludgeoning.
Gotcha. Yeah, it'd be bludgeoning. Yeah.
Well, no, the weapon deals force damage, and it's an on.
Okay, so these are water splashes essentially, which is indicating where some of the area is starting to be a little quelled.
Damn.
Okay.
I leave that up to you. Who he deals damage to? We rolled a nat 1 up to a total of 8.
Okay, sorry, I'm doing 3 things at once here. Say that again, because my chat's not loading what you rolled.
It rolled a nat 1 up to a total of 8. So.
Okay, and you're just trying to hit the wood, I assume, correct?
With 10 force damage, yeah. Just trying to hit the wood, like a piece of the wood that's on him.
I'll say with an 8, the mace spawns in from you casting it. It apparates and it swings and it scratches the edge of the wood, but it doesn't hit it at the right angle. It doesn't hurt Durnham, mind you, but it doesn't seem to affect. It doesn't seem to be helping you in any way. It just seemed to be kind of just like you misjudged the distance, or it just didn't hit it hard enough, and it doesn't seem to have aided you in any way. Okay, so you've done that, and Hellray said you're waiting the rest of your turn?
Yeah, Rhea would have gone up to that spot and basically have shouted, "Over this way, bring in the air."
Okay, and then Grigor asked a question. I think it was in, assuming the left group would rearrange it. Yes, I'm actually doing that right now. So these folks here have all kind of moved to better assist with a bucket brigade. Actually, let's do this. And of course, the mage hand is just moving and grooving. I'll say Talina is helping as well. There we go. Okay, so that's what Talina would have done. Yeah, Grigor, if you're still helping with buckets, you can move up and help as well. Okay. All right. Is anybody changing what the Tippy? Are you doing anything different this turn?
I think I might try to move positions.
Okay.
What's my movement speed?
This is the first time I've seen Detect Magic used in Foundry. I like this little effect. It's kind of cool. The Detect Magic effect, where it does the exact 30-foot radius, and it's really cool.
Vision as well?
No, it just does the effect, and then I would say what's there.
Okay, that's all I'm gonna do.
Mm-hmm. You're just gonna move over there. Are you doing anything, or are you just moving?
I'm just moving because I don't. I'm just letting my mage hand do all the fire, the water brigading.
It's doing great. It's actually, I would say the reason this whole area over here has been quelled, at least on the ground floor, is because of the mage hand alone. Everybody else was having to really move to do stuff over here, and these guys now are helping. And on the next turn, they'll be able to do some more, especially like in the kitchen area. But okay, cool. Before I move on to the next round, is anybody else did I miss anybody that was wanting to do something, or is everybody just kind of continue with what they're doing? I'm going to take that as a no. Okay, in that case, Daxori, do you continue to move in the direction of where Kyria has just indicated?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay. So doing so would give you 5, 10, 15. Yeah, you'd be able to move. Let's see, that was 15. Yeah, you'd be able to get there if you don't want to dash.
Yeah, no dash.
Okay. All right. So you're going to be able to get there. And I would say from here, you can just now see kind of like the edge of Durnham's arm and torso around the corner of the bar right here as he's prone.
Okay.
Okay. Also, this particular round, I forgot I was going to do something. Hold on. Again, I'm having to do something a little different than what we're actually looking at here, but... So, some areas the fire is spreading and is going to more places. The water's helping quell it in some areas. But I'll say Kyria and Dax, you see that the fire is starting to lick up the side of the wall where the casks are. Also, Durham is still in the flames. Even though you gave him some health points, he is still being burned. So he is going to take another... let's see. Yeah, he can take another 16 points of fire damage from being basically half in flame here. Yep. Okay, he's still alive, but he's not doing great. Okay, now Kyria, it is your turn. Unless Dax, is there anything else you want to do on your turn?
No.
No? Okay. All right, Kyria, what are you gonna do?
I think first things. Okay, well, for clarity's sake, the spell of the spiritual weapon clarifies that I can make attacks against creatures. Are you gonna allow me to continue making it against wood?
I'm fine with that. Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to do that first.
Okay.
People don't think D&D like expects us to attack the environment
With a spiritual weapon, yeah. It does happen, but I'm fine allowing it for this.
18.
18 definitely hits the wood, so you can go ahead and roll some damage on that.
1d8 plus 4 damage.
Okay. I will say that cracks the beam in half. It's not a very big beam. It's not a very sturdy beam. And obviously, it's already charred from the fire damage that it took. So that basically shatters the middle of it. And the brute force of it is no longer pressing down on Durham's chest. The scraps, the remnants of it are, but not the whole thing.
Okay, in that case, I don't know how much I can do within a turn, but I'm gonna get to him and basically, at the very least, try and get the log off of him. Like, I do something to allow him movement. I don't care about the fire being there, and I am able to move through the weapon. So.
Yeah, I'm just gonna move it out of the way because it's Foundry being Foundry. Yeah, so that's not your full movement to get there. There's nothing in your way, but you are basically standing more or less in fire to help him. But that's your movement, and then you still have an action because it's only a bonus action to use your spiritual weapon. So
yes, but so can I? What can I do with my action? Because
you can pick him up, you can move him.
Would be to get the log off of him and to get him out of the place. Can I do both, or can I only do? Like,
you don't need. Yeah, so because you used your spiritual weapon to break it, you don't need to move the beam. You can just basically grab him, and the scraps will fall off of him because you already broke it in half.
Okay, I think if I am able to do that, I'll try to basically like lift him up from the ground and with momentum swing him past me, so like he goes from where he's at right now to the other side of me.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a strength check to do this, and this is at a disadvantage because you are winded or exhausted by 1 point.
While that is happening, Neon, did you get the additional items for that robe into there? The robe of useful items?
Did we? Oh, that's a good question. I know we wrote them down.
For a bunch of ones.
Yeah, we wrote them down. I have the list right here. I don't think I ever actually added them into Foundry. That's my bad, but I did have them written down.
Can I get a reminder
Yeah.
of what those additionals were?
Let me find them real quick. Hang on. Yes. So it was. You have. So ready to take these notes. You have on top of the one that are. If you click on the item that already has the items in the list, like on it physically, It has 2 pits, 2 wooden ladders, a first level spell scroll of an unknown origin, 10 gems worth 100 gold pieces each, a silver coffer worth 500, a window.
Please slow down. Please
Sorry.
slow down.
Yep.
I got 2 pits, 2 wooden ladders,
Mhm.
10 gems.
A spell scroll first level, unknown of what scroll it is. A silver coffer, coffer, worth 500 gold pieces. A window. 2 portable rams, RAM, and a rowboat, which I think is hilarious.
All right.
Yep. Okay, so you said while this is happening, so while Kiri is attempting to move him.
I just wanted to know what those were.
Okay, gotcha. So with a 5, Kyria, I will say that is enough to basically like grab him, but you're not going to be able to swing him. So you realize you basically with a 5, you go to like try to swing him behind you, and you're not going to be able to do it. You're
Can I at least get him up on his feet?
You can try with that, but he's not doing so well. So let's see if he's able to stand on his own. Whoops! Hold on a second. He does not have a strength of 160. He has a strength of 16. Thanks, Foundry.
Taller than me.
He had a strength of 160 with like a modifier of like some astronomical number. Let's see if he's able to stand up. He's also at disadvantage due to his situation here. Yeah, you go to lift him up and he can't get his feet underneath him. Like you basically have to hold him up. So you can choose to kind of hold him upright, but he's not going to be able to keep his own weight underneath him.
Oh, well, right now I'm going to hold him, I guess.
Okay. All right. So in that case, he is no longer prone. He's being held up by you, but he already took his fire damage for this turn. You are going to take, obviously you're resistant, so this will be halved. So you're going to take another 6 points of fire damage. Okay. So that's going to be your turn. And Dax's turn. Hellraya and Pipwick, what are you guys doing now? I mean, are you guys still doing... Pipwick, are you still inspiring the Bucket Brigade, or are you going to do anything?
I would like to take a chance. And you said on that robe of useful items, there is 1 spell scroll patch, correct?
A first level spell scroll, yes.
And one, just so I understand, if I remove the patch, I get the spell scroll.
Correct. If you remove the patch, it is a one-time use thing, and the patch will morph into a first level spell scroll.
And that spell scroll will not like fizzle or
it'll
disintegrate after a while.
No, it'll add a spell scroll to your inventory. And once you pull the patch off, we'll find out what kind of spell scroll it is.
Okay. So, on that note, Rhea will remember, oh, I've got this robe. It's supposed to have a lot of patchwork of useful stuff on it.
Mm-hmm.
Digs around, grabs it, finds the spell scroll, and tears that one off to identify what it might be.
Okay, give me 1 second here. What did I roll? Sorry, I was trying to figure something out.
6.
6? Okay. Okay, you take the patch off, and you have a spell scroll of Bless. I'm sorry, not Bless. Boy, are you lucky. Create or destroy water. Believe it or not.
What are the odds?
I don't... 1 in 8, literally. You literally have a one-time use spell scroll of create or destroy water, which, if I remember correctly, I gotta remember exactly the here it is. So it is You do one of the following. You can create up to 10 gallons of clean water within range in an open container. Alternatively, the water falls as rain in a 30-foot cube within range, extinguishing exposed flames there. Or you can destroy water, or you can cast at a higher level, but with a spell scroll. Yeah, so basically you have a 30-foot range, and it can create a 30-foot cube of water that can fall as rain if you'd like to. Or you can just create 10 gallons.
How are you doing scroll? Because normally you need to have the ability to cast that spell generally, like your class, to be able to use it from scroll.
To be honest with you, I lean more of, if you are a magic caster and understand how to use magic in any way, as long as you have a spell scroll, you can cast it once. However, if it's something you don't know, or is like, if it was like a let's say it was a bard trying to cast fireball, the cast would basically have a challenge associated with it of like trying to interpret the spell. I personally don't like that if I have a spell scroll but I'm not a wizard, I can't cast that spell at all if I know how to use magic but I have a spell scroll, because you have the scroll in front of you. It's supposed to teach you how to cast the spell. So that's how I interpret them. So in this case, if anyone has a spell scroll and they can cast magic at all, they can do it one time. And then it fizzles once it's been used. Unless you're a wizard, then you can learn it.
Okay.
So
I do have I'm pretty sure something with my warlock leveling up has granted me some wizard spells.
Yeah, that doesn't matter.
It's for water is clerics and druids.
Yeah.
Clerics and druids?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Again, because you have the scroll in front of you and you know how to cast magic, you can read this scroll, cast this one time, and you're good to go.
Okay. And it is
It's a 30-foot cube with a 30-foot range. So basically, you can cast out to. Basically, that's about as far as you're gonna go, right about there. If you were gonna go smack dab middle of the room, and a 30-foot cube.
Oh wow, I can't do a cube.
That's a 30-foot cube right there.
So.
I understand.
So.
Oh gosh, I am tempted to try doing it as a 30-foot cube, just to drop from the top above the roof and drop it down.
Yeah, you can do that. It'll create rain, basically. Like, it'll start raining on that space below it.
That's basically
save the booze.
Where would you like to put it? Basically, point to me the upper left corner that you want, because I'm controlling from the upper left corner.
I was gonna say, what's the roof look like again?
So on the ground floor here in this space, it is about a 20 to 25 foot tall vaulted ceiling with rafters about halfway up that are just simple wooden beams that span the space. And then above that is where the tavern rooms, the lodgings are.
Yes. I'm trying to identify what the roof layout is. Is it like the triangle slanty? Could I drop water above?
Yeah, you can drop it up. You can drop it above. It's basically a flat roof because it's the floor of the ceiling of the rooms above. It actually, funny enough, I'm gonna see if I can find the image in here. If you go back in the campaign chat, yeah, if you go to the images, literally where Hellraya is standing, there's a perfect shot, and you can see what it looks like.
Okay, so it is a flat roof.
It is a flat roof with
then,
yeah, yep.
Is I will take this spell scroll that I have found now.
Okay.
And basically in the area that is the you know what? Yeah, we're just gonna solve the problem over in this area. So
like right there?
Basically splashing them. Yeah, basically that much.
Okay.
It may be a little to the left since it's not. Well, it is crawling up the walls, but
like that.
It didn't quite move.
Yeah, it did, because it was here, and then I moved to here.
Oh, yes. We'll do it like that.
Okay, cool. So that right there, you pull this patch off of your cloak, it magically transforms into a scroll, and you open it, and you immediately can recognize that this is a spell scroll to create or destroy water, and you breathe a sigh of relief, your shoulders drop, you look out, you scan the space, you see where it needs to go, you look down, and read through this scroll. And as you do so, the scroll starts to shimmer, and then immediately it starts to glow, almost kind of like a radiant energy, but it's more of just sort of this goldish shimmer. And as you finish the reading through the incantation, it shimmers and goes and disappears. And as it does, you look up and watch as water just starts to, like, not a torrential downpour like a storm, but like a heavy rainfall just starts to erupt in this cube-like shape over on the room. And Daxori and Kyria, as you guys are doing this, all of a sudden you're like, it's raining, and you look up and it's raining on you and the whole space. So
How much of the fire gets squelched?
everything in that space, according to the spell scroll, it extinguishes all fire with inside the cube. So this fire here, that
Raining man.
Yep. So it all gets extinguished inside this space.
That's just great. I'm wet.
Yes. Yeah, you guys are now, all three of you are now soaked, and as a effect on that, because it's so much water that's just going to be falling as rain, the fire in this area isn't going to recatch either. So this area is safe for the time being. So, well,
Does wetness do anything to Daxori's fiery hair?
no, as soon as the water gets close to her head, it's just and it just starts to steam off of her head.
Okay, so once we get Dernma here, we definitely need to get Daxori out because she'll just set it back on fire.
No, she doesn't. She's not a fire elemental. She doesn't set things on fire. She just has a fiery hair.
I don't know that.
Yeah, you do. You've never seen her catch things on fire before.
But now I'm hearing the water go.
Only when the rain hits her head. They just kind of like, she just has a hot head, so it just steams off of her. Anyways, yeah.
He is a hothead.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so Hellraya, well done, clever. You got so lucky on that.
That was a very clever.
Yeah, that was. I literally I read the sheet wrong, and I looked. I said, "Oh wait, I got the wrong table." And I look over, and it literally says "Create or Destroy Water." I'm like, "Oh my gosh!"
The wall next to the kegs though is still on fire, right?
Say again?
No.
No, that
The wall
wall is
next to
also
the keg.
no, that wall is also extinguished. Basically, the whole space there is no water anywhere inside that cube currently. You can hear fire on the side of the walls and stuff, but
after the cube.
the wall is getting is
Okay.
yeah, it's getting
There
got
is
by
this
the
up here, but that is.
yeah, that's on the wall. That whole
What I'm
wall is
saying
still
is-
engulfed, but
Seconds ago, I was at the possibility of literally exploding in front of the party. So I'm clarifying some details because that thing is not.
oh, you meant that wall. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about this wall over here. My apologies. Yes, this
I mean
wall.
this.
Yes, no, this wall is still on fire and is still
Okay, so I still might blow up. Okay.
correct. Yeah, it might because the kegs were not inside the rain, so it could still happen. Okay, so Tippy, are you doing anything, or are you sticking with just kind of hanging out?
I'll save you the time on mine. If this is a bar, I'm either jumping over it. If it's a wall, I'm trying to
It's a bar.
crash through it.
It's a bar. So
Cool.
so in order to do that, I need an acrobatics check from you. And before we
Yeah.
go too far here, because in order to do this, so there's a wall here, and then there's a bar top here. So you'd have to vault over this. Okay, what'd you get?
7.
Okay, a 7 is enough to get over. However,
Nice.
you vault over, and you go, ha! I made it over. And as soon as you clear it, you land, and like Wile E. Coyote, you fall through a hole in the floor and fall straight down into the cellar another 10 feet. And right there is a hatch where the wood has been completely burned away from the fire, and you now fall 10 feet down into a cellar where there's no fire down here because it's all cobblestone floor, but you did fall down there, which
I'm just gonna yell, "Hey, no fire down here!"
you take 7 points of bludgeoning damage as you fall through this hole in the floor.
All right.
And basically, he's not there. Hellraiser, you watch as Pipwick goes, and just like John Wick, he's gonna vault over this thing, and you watch as he disappears. And when you expect to see the tips of his ears land on the other side, you see nothing, and then you hear.
Now that I'm down here, can I look around for some barrels of booze?
There are barrels of booze everywhere down here. It is a
Nice.
cellar, so there's no fire on this floor currently in the room that you're in anyways. Basically, you are standing in a, let me get you an idea of a room here. Hang on a second. You are standing a 35-foot wide room by a 25-foot space. You are standing basically on a cobblestone floor. It's hot and smoky. There are racks of wine bottles on either side of you. The ladder that is in front of you is burnt to a crisp, and you're unsure if it will support your weight to go back up unless you try. You glance around the room, you see some kegs in all four corners. You see a couple open crates of wine or brandy or some sort of liquor. You turn around and you see a big rack that goes all the way up to the ceiling full of glass bottles of different drinks. There's a table and some chairs in the middle of the room, and then there's a door to the right of the ladder. Basically, when you fell straight down and you were looking towards Kyria, the ladder's in front of you along with a wall, and then to the right of that by about 10 feet, you see a closed door.
Sound ridiculous, but I grab one of those bottles of wine, I go to that table, and I start drinking it.
Okay. You have now a bottle of decent wine, and you have cracked it open. In fact, you know what?
Isn't it gonna be warm?
It's not the coldest wine, that's for sure.
Dude, I'm a goblin.
Yeah.
Do to him what Baldur's Gate did to the kobolds in the temple.
Okay, so in that case, Riggsy, let's see if I can. I'm trying to see if I can bring one player here. I don't know if I can do that.
Do you remember what I'm talking about?
No.
In the temple that the Githyanki are occupying, you can enter it through a room that's occupied by a shitload of drunk kobolds. Because they have a bunch of alcohol inside of them. If you kill them with fire damage, they explode.
They explode, yes. Yep. Okay, Riggsy, real quick, only for you, no one else, please do this. If you go to the navigation in the upper left corner where you can see all your scenes, you'll see a second scene just called Lucky Tankard. You can go ahead and click on that for me. I didn't build this on both maps, that's my fault, but I do have it on this one.
Only goblins.
Navigation.
Upper left corner to the near your toolbar and stuff, you'll see like where it'll say what scene you're looking at. There's a little drop down next to it. Yeah,
okay.
You'll see another one that's called, because you'll see the one you're in, and there's another one just called Lucky Tankard, and you can click on that to go to that scene.
Nice.
And since you already have a token, you should see basically that you're in a room. Like,
Yeah, I see it.
All right, hold on. Let me make sure that you can't see anything else, because that would kind of ruin it.
No, I literally can't see anything else.
Oh, you can't? Oh, yeah.
Well, like, I can see the room that I'm in.
Perfect, yeah.
I can't see anything else.
Can you see the door? Make sure you can see. Okay, cool. I just want to make sure. Okay, cool. I just want to make sure. All right. So back to the other thing. So yeah, he disappears. So he is now no longer on this map. He is now downstairs. With that, Tippy, what are you doing? I know I asked you and then we got sidetracked.
We're gonna keep moving.
Moving where? Where's she going? Okay, moves up with Hellrhea, and yeah, you can now see that there's basically a magical rain, essentially, that is happening in this big square in the off center of the room, where no fire is now burning there, and you can, from your position, you can definitely make out Daxori standing in the middle of the room. You can kind of see Kyria holding something in the back, but from your angle, it's a little tricky because you are kind of short, and there is a bar top in the way.
Anything that has like the little broken thingies is fireless now, right?
Yeah, that's water that's been splashed on top of it, so it's quelling the fire underneath it. So the staircase over here seems to have been quelled a bit, but the staircase is just ravaged with damage. The area where Sean is all mostly extinguished. You can see that the bar top's all extinguished. You can see people throwing bucket brigades in through a window that's over here. Well, let me ping it, but over on this side. And then obviously the bucket brigade is still trying to help, but it's little bit helping, and obviously the second floor is almost impossible to do anything with. But
you can revive Sean now without killing him again.
True, you could. I mean, right now you can't see him. There's a wall and a staircase in the way. But
I was gonna ask, how long does that water cube technically?
So it's a 30-foot cube of water. So that's a ton of water, and it's raining, right? So it'll go for a couple of turns before it's out of water.
Okay, so it's raining in that spot, or since it's a 30-foot cube, could it have started drenching some of the rooms above? Since it would have to have like.
No, because it's a 30-foot cube, and essentially the way that you cast this, you cast it in this space because you have to see where it goes. And so it starts essentially at the roof line and just comes straight down. It doesn't go through the building. For clarity,
It's not like
When
pouring
you say
in.
cube of water, I think of just an actual mass of water.
essentially that's what it is. And it's for roughly 201,000 gallons of water. So it's going to
The
go
room
for
that I'm in
a
is
while.
not filling with water.
No,
right?
no, only a little
Okay.
bit's coming through the hatch, and you notice that the water that is coming in seems to be seeping into the cobblestone beneath you, so there's some sort of, it doesn't seem to be filling up in here. There's some sort of drainage or something, yeah. But there's also not a lot of water because it's one tiny hole above you that the water's coming through. Okay, so you can see all that happening. Tippy, are you going to do anything, or are you just moving up there?
From my spot, can I see if there's any civilians, like in the where
No.
there was fire?
Yeah, you don't seem to see anybody else inside the building. There doesn't, nobody, I'll say this, nobody has seen any other occupants of this building aside from Durham, who's been injured. Everybody else seems to be outside doing bucket brigade stuff.
I'm gonna hold in where I'm at right for the moment.
Okay, sounds good. Talina will continue to help with bucket brigade stuff, which does successfully help quell some more fire on this side of the building. They move in a little bit further. She gets to Sean's dead corpse that's just been... He's a charcoal briquette at this point. And I'll say that...
A re-deaded corpse.
A re-deaded corpse, yeah, exactly, yeah. The bucket brigade is all basically moved at this point, except for obviously the people that are still getting the buckets going, but... There we go. Okay. Grigor, are you still assisting? It looks based on what you're doing that you're still assisting with the bucket brigade.
Yep, and he also asked if there's a plan for if and when the fire hits the alcohol.
You say you asked that like to the fellow bucket brigade or to to your party?
Like, just like
in general.
Out loud.
Out loud, okay.
To
Talina looks at you and she goes, I hadn't considered that, but that is a concern, as she glances off towards the back wall where she can just barely make out through the smoke that the back wall is, the flames are like licking and climbing up the material that makes up these walls, plaster walls. And there's a red curtain that runs this back wall up here that goes behind the stage, and it is just wreathed in flames.
If Rhea would have been a little less dazed, it probably would have gone to the back wall.
Yeah, that's where you put it. Okay.
I wanted to get what was up here.
Mm-hmm. I get you. Yeah, no, it's
thinking. I completely forgot about the back wall.
That's the thing. It's game of decision making. Some decisions, every decision has consequences. Some good, some bad. So, okay. With that, we're gonna say we're moved to the next round here. They are able to get some more water in through the window here, which has helped. So the kitchen seems to be quelling. I'll say that some of these have actually moved a little further down the alley here and extended the bucket brigade down. So they're able to help with some of this. Actually, can somebody roll me a d20, please? Just a straight d20, no modifiers.
I don't remember hearing it. Did visibility get worse now that all of the fire in here is turning to steam?
There's still too much smoke. It's not so much, it's the smoke and fire of it all that, like, obviously the visibility is a tiny bit better because there's not flames that you're having to, like, shield yourself from, but there's just so much smoke in this space that it's still difficult to see. It helped, but it didn't make it, like, wildly better, if that makes sense. Okay, so with a 19, yeah, thank you. The 19 helped me with something, but you're good. You guys are good. So, yeah. Jaxori, what would you do now that you're wet?
Clip that.
We are mature adults, we swear.
Listen, it is an accurate question.
I'm just giggling like a freaking middle schooler. It's fine.
Does Dax know who got her wet?
I mean, you could turn around and basically see Hellraya looking at it, but you wouldn't have seen the exact source of it.
Dax looks back, and upon seeing Hellraya looking at it, just assumes and gives her like the most like really type of look ever.
Rhea just mouths back, sorry.
Amazing.
No, you're not.
It was effective.
She is going to go over to where Durnham and Carrier are and see if they need assistance.
Okay. As you get over to where Durnham is at, the fire is now out. They're all wet, and there's a spiritual weapon floating over there. But he is upright, but he's too weak to hold himself up, and you can see that Kyria is basically just able to hold him there.
I am from the fire plane, and I'm here to help.
There's a quote.
I wonder if I can like kind of try and pass him onto her so that she can maybe move him away.
Whoa, we're not passing him around.
Yeah, let's play Pass the Dwarf. I mean,
really too weak
the
doing
distance,
it,
you'll have to toss me.
No, she'll assist in helping.
okay, so you're gonna help Kyria lift him, is what I'm hearing.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So Kyria, you can make another strength check with advantage with the help action from Dax. Nice. Okay, 19. So you know, have him up, and you guys are able to move him. Where would you guys like to move him? Are you still going to try to chuck him now that the fire's out, or are you just going to try to move him?
Well, there's still a fire next to the explosive barrel, so my priority is moving
Correct.
him out of the barrels.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, Dax just proceeds to throw him like a football.
Where do you try to throw him?
Let it happen as long as it goes like past me, away from the barrel.
Yeah. All right. Let's do this.
No. She doesn't. She picks him up and tries to start like hurriedly
Okay.
carrying him out.
So you have a little bit of movement speed left. You already used your action to assist Kyria and thus pick him up. So you are a rogue. You can bonus action dash if you'd like to use full movement speed to try to carry him, because it is going to be half movement with carrying him.
Yeah, no. So she is going to bonus action.
Okay.
Dash.
Okay.
Get him out.
All right. So with that, you're able to. You're just gonna go the way you came?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Same path. She knows.
All right.
She knows the way out now.
10, 15. So yeah. So you'll be able to get there, and Durnham will be able to be carried with you. Hang on. All right. He's not hostile. There we go. Okay. That's as far as you can get. That is your whole turn. That's your movement, your bonus action, your action. Kyria, you still have a little bit of stuff left. Your action is basically is taken up by lifting him and giving him to Daxori. You still have a bonus action in your movement.
Oh. Well, that's upsetting. That means I can't heal him. He's about to die.
Well, right now he's wet, so he's no longer taking fire damage. I will say this. You can easily see that the wall where the kegs are, where he was right next to, the entire wall is full of flames, and it's now caught some of the wood on the lower stack of barrels. Because basically this stack right here, each of these are 2 barrels high. So there's 6 big casks of some sort of liquid on this back wall.
Would I make a good meat shield?
Would you make a good meat shield?
Yes.
I guess it depends. I mean, are you saying like you want to get between
him and the barrels to try and provide cover?
You can certainly try.
Okay, well, I'm gonna do that.
Okay, so you put yourself over there between basically him and barrels. All right. Anything you want to do with your mace?
Slowly usher out. There's nothing I can do with it.
Okay. All right. So jumping back to the crew that's that's basically outside, because everybody inside moved. Tippy, Hellraya, Grigor, and then obviously, you know, Talina. What are you guys doing?
Rhea's going to stay in the same spot, basically yell, "Bring him this way!"
Now, mind you, all of this fire here is out. So if you guys would like, if you'd like to get a little bit closer, this fire's all gone.
It's still a burning building with a whole second
Yes,
floor that's
correct.
probably burning. I'm
Correct.
not going inside of that.
Okay, that's just making sure you were aware. Okay, cool. So you're staying put and yelling inside. Tippy, what are you doing?
Can I see how bad the stairs are?
The stairs are no longer engulfed in flames, but you can see the flickering color from where you're standing. You can look up basically, whoops. You can basically look up this way and see up the flight of stairs, because it basically the stairs go like this, and then they go like this. And this is what leads you up to the second floor. And you can see the glow and the crackle of orange and red coming from the upper floor, so you know that there's fire up there. And the stairs at one point were engulfed in flames, so they're completely charred. There's a chunk missing out of one section, like right here. The railing is completely like destroyed. They're pretty precarious at best.
I want to try to get up to what is this, like landing area right here?
Okay.
And then because I want my mage hand to start
Bringing
going
water.
up the stairs.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, so you can move your, let's see, 15 feet will put you there. And then you can move, is it 30 feet or is it 20 feet?
25.
25?
Yeah, 25.
Okay, so 25 gets you almost to the landing. However, I need you to make me a dexterity check, or sorry, it's the dexterity saving throw to see if you're able to make it up these stairs without basically collapsing them. And it is a saving throw because of it's happening mid-run and you don't necessarily. And that's a disadvantage because of your. Oh no, never mind. You're not exhausted.
I was gonna say, I don't have the exhaustion.
Yeah, 11 is not enough, unfortunately. So you make it about halfway up the stairs, and as you're like bounding up them, you land and you like look down, and one of the stairs collapses in, and it falls down, and you don't take any damage, but the stairs collapse, and you realize in order to climb up, you're actually going to have to physically climb. You're not going to be able to just walk up the stairs. So the stairs have now basically collapsed right about middle.
They got railings. We can use the railing when I can move again.
Well, the railing's basically gone.
Oh.
That's what I said before. So you could basically use your action to try to climb up to the landing, but it would be a athletics check. And the only reason I'm not making you I'm making you do an athletics check instead of just doing it is because the area is so heavily damaged. So if you'd like, you still have your action. You can do that unless you'd like to do something else.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, go ahead and make me an athletics check. By the way, we did hit our hard cap, so when we're done with this, we'll go ahead and wrap up.
15.
15 does get you up to the landing. So you are now, you are about 10 feet off the ground. In fact, I'll do... Oh, good, it already has this. Cool, so you are 10 feet off the ground. I think. Wait. Oh, no, that's your climb speed. Derp, derp, derp. Hello? Oh!
Everyone's 5 feet off.
That's weird. I don't know why everybody just got... I don't know how that happened.
Did you lower the map?
No, I didn't. That's what I was trying to do. All right, well, I'll fix that later. Everyone is now hovering. No, that's not actually the case. I don't know what just happened.
That's you to go down 5 feet.
Oh, well, that's handy. Thank you.
You probably just pressed E when you had everything selected.
I must have, yeah. There we go. Okay, everyone should now be at ground level, except for you. You are up 10 feet. Okay.
Max and the maze.
Yep. So, oop.
The mace that is still just.
Yeah.
Over
Okay.
in the
Well,
corner.
technically, the maze is always hovering 5 feet above ground.
Yep. Okay, so we hit our hard cap. So what we're going to do is we're going to stop here. Tippy, you have just finished your turn. You are 10 feet up on the landing. You can see up the stairs to where the fire is up above you, and you can conduct your mage hand as needed from here. You also have a better view of the area below you as you are now 10 feet above it. So you are able to see a little bit clearer into the space down in this tavern space. Talina is helping with the bucket brigade still. I believe Grigor is helping with the bucket brigade. Bucket Brigade's obviously doing their thing, and Kyria, Dax, and Durnham are trying to make their way out of the central area. Pipwick has fallen through a hole in the floor, taken some bludgeoning damage, cracked open a bottle of wine, and is having a drink down in the cellar. And that is where we will...
Now?
Yeah, that is where we will wrap up tonight's episode, and we will we will pick this up again next week. So
I want to pick it up now.
we've hit our hard cap. We have to end for 2 players that have said this is their hard stop. So, but yes, thank you guys very much for playing. Appreciate it very much. Thanks for those of you who've watched. This was a pretty exciting episode. We'll pick it up again next week and see what happens at the conclusion of this. I will also be able to adjust the map so it will actually visibly reflect the changes that happened this episode. So.
This cliffhanger is horrible.
Yep, we'll see what happens. You guys, basically 3 of you are stuck in the middle of a section that is dry, or I'm sorry, that is wet and is not on fire, but surrounded by fire. Fire is consuming some of the explosive ale barrels. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens next time. But thank you, everybody.
I'm in a bomb shelter.
And yeah, you're in basically a bomb shelter with an open roof.
Yep.
No, not an open roof, a sunroof.
Yeah, there you go, a sunroof. That's a great way to put it. Yeah,
it's got a little skylight.
Yeah, a little skylight. Yep, yep. Cool. All right. Well, thank you, chat. We'll see you guys again next week.
Bye bye.